Duff's PEV live stream number 94.
Hopefully that worked. I don't know. I don't have my headphones on, so hopefully it worked. That was supposed to be pilot voice. Hopefully it worked. I'm sure you guys will let me know. So what's going on? What is today? Tuesday, March 12th. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, right? It seems like I was just sitting here with Dawn Champion not too long ago. And here I am, back again. I have all kinds of interesting things that have gone on since the last live stream. Actually, today was interesting. I spent this morning at a doctor's office. A what do you call a vein doctor? Not a rheumatologist. I don't know. A vascular doctor. I don't know what you call it. But for a long time, I've had like these nasty and annoying and somewhat painful varicose veins in my right leg for years. And I got motivated to finally do something about it. I finally looked into like what's involved with and yeah, there's lots of electric unicycles to talk about. Don't worry, guys. And yeah, we'll talk about Dawn's visit too. But anyways, in my 30s, I had a similar problem, and I had a vein removed from my left leg. And when they did that back then, that was like 20 some years ago. It was like a surgical procedure where you had to go to the hospital and all this kind of stuff, and full anesthesia. And they put like, I don't know, 4 little slits in my leg, and they literally like pull the vein out, right? But technology has advanced since then. Today, the procedure was basically I go into the doctor's office, no hospital or anything, and they stick a little needle in the vein. He's using ultrasound to navigate, and they spray some stuff in there to spray, I don't know, inject it, whatever, to numb the area. And then they stick in this catheter looking thing. A message from Marty Backey. They stick in this catheter thing that emits radio frequencies that create high heat. So basically, they stick this up into your vein and activate this thing, and it basically collapses the vein via heat from the inside. It's kind of crazy, right? They stick that in there. It's a weird sensation because you can feel that something's in your thigh. It doesn't hurt, but it feels weird. It feels like pressure. But they stick it in, close it off with heat, put a bandage on you. I have a compression stocking on my leg that has to be there for 48 hours. So that's a little annoying. And I'm restricted. I can't, do my normal gym activity, pickleball or anything like that for a couple of days either. But yeah, that's it. It's called ablation, vein ablation. Ablation is another word of using for using heat to do this thing. So crazy, right? So hopefully the annoying veins on my right leg will be history in I don't know, a couple weeks. So let's see who we got in here. We have Dale. Thank you, Dale. Whoops, I forget how to use StreamYard. Dale's here. Ratman Murray's here. Lemony Snicket, I'm a big fan of. I was going to drink some of the plum wine that I bought for Dawn's visit, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. So we're sticking with the old favorite Cayman Jack. Let's see. Oh, Simon is here from Australia as well. Spartacus, what's up, man? Yes, number 94. 94.
Number 94.
So Dale said, oh, so the pilot voice worked, but it wasn't great. Yeah, sometimes it can be kind of hard to make out. If you say too much, it kind of gets, I don't know, it is kind of hard. Is there a Dawn voice? Yeah, there is a Dawn voice. It sounds just like this.
Hi, I'm Dawn Champion, and let's talk about Duff on my live stream.
That's the Dawn voice. Our Master Jim, Hey, Sean, it looks like you recently joined the police or military. Is that true? Do you follow me on Instagram, our Master Jim? Because it's very ironic because probably about 15 minutes before the live stream, I posted a picture of me with my haircut, with my Oakley Contrail glasses on, my aviator-looking glasses. And I said, okay, for the next 2 weeks now, I get asked by strangers if I'm in the military or law enforcement, because that's what happens when I do my skin fade haircut. Happens all the time. And actually, this is less severe than it used to be. For years and years and years, I thought it made sense to just shave my own head. So I would just take like a 1 millimeter guard on the clippers, and I would just buzz down hardcore. Eventually, once I became single, I found out that a lot of females aren't that into that look. They like to have a little bit of hair at least. So I modified. Now I go to Sport Clips and get my hair done. So yeah. Yes, Dale knows me well enough to know I always cut my hair like that. Yeah. Well, once I have someone cut it for me, I do. Yes. Murray says, I thought they put a pull through like a rifle bore cleaner and pull it through. Again, I think that's the older way, and I guess you could still do it that way, I guess, but this way is not as invasive. Covered by insurance. This should be covered by my insurance, so I'm not going to get a big bill for it. And there's a second part to it. This was the worst part, where they're sticking a hot catheter in your vein, which sounds awful, right? I was sweating. I mean, I was whenever I have any kind of medical thing done to me, even if it's something that's not a big deal, it makes me sweat. Even though if I'm not necessarily like worried or nervous, it's just like a reflex reaction. I sweat. So this was happening, and I could tell that I was sweating. So they did the front saphenous vein, it's called. I was on my back, and then I had to flip over, and then they had to do it to the, I don't remember what it's called. There's another vein in the back of your leg that they had to do this to as well. That one actually was a little more uncomfortable than the front, but nothing horrible. The doctor said I did great, so I got a gold star. Dale says, "Oh no,
Can't play pickleball? Oh no, well, only for 48 hours.
I can play. I plan to play on Friday, but I'm going to miss our normal session tomorrow. But I do plan to play on Friday as long as everything goes a-okay. I have to make sure that nothing weird happens here. I have like some bruising on my thigh where the treatment was done, but that's all normal from what I've seen. Green Master Mike's here. That shit sounds freaking crazy, Sean. Good luck, brother. Yeah. It sounds like when I describe it to people, they kind of cringe. And to be quite honest, I kind of cringed when the doctor first told me about it. Cut a little hole there and just jam something in your vein and heat it up and whoosh, pull it out, and the vein collapses, and then the vein just gets absorbed back into the body. The most interesting thing about this, to me at least, is your body, like this is a big fat vein. Like he said that because of the varicosity of it, the vein was very large. So a very large vein probably carries a good amount of blood, right? But what happens is when you get rid of these veins, your body just figures out another way to get blood where it needs to go. It comes up with new pathways to get blood to your muscles and whatever else needs blood. So that's crazy, right? But it works because that's what happened with my left leg as well. So yeah. Scout's here. What's up, buddy? Scout's Honor. Haven't seen you in a little bit in the live streams. What's up, man? You still have my MSX? Or my M Super V3, actually. Sorry. Murray, pickle pong. No pickle pong. Pickleball's a thing, Murray. Too bad Australia hasn't figured it out yet. Sensei's here. What's up, buddy? Happy 94. Yeah, I'm only 6 live streams away from 100, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do for a number 100 live stream. Something good, right? Has to be something good. So I'm only 6 away from 100 live streams, and I'm only 24 videos away from 2,000 videos. So I'm going to have to probably do something out of the ordinary for that as well, although I have not given it any considerable thought yet. Lemony Snicker says Caymans are the next best thing, especially ice cold Caymans. What? This Cayman Jack or something else? What's 94 reference to? This is my 94th live stream, Dale. Yes. Technically I've had more, but like I don't include like my members only live streams in that count. This count began when Marty and I began live streaming. Geez, I don't know. Was that 5 years ago at this point? I don't even remember. That's when the count started, and all those live streams are still on my channel. If you're feeling nostalgic, you can go back and check it out. Lemony, what's up? What's up, man? Oh, Lemony, I already said hi to you. Lemony, you're correct. Sorry. No, I'm not drunk. Yes, Lemony's correct. Episode 94. Larry Zarkov is here. What's up, buddy? No karate class tonight? What's going on? Larry, also a channel member. Those of you that have hopped in here early in the stream, please take a second to click the like button. That will help the visibility of the stream. That will let more people out there on the internet know that it's running, and get more people in here. So yeah, take a second and click the like button if you don't mind. Simon, yes, we're going to talk about this, Simon. Dawn did a live stream a few days ago, and she did talk about you quite a bit. Yes, that was what I was referring to. I was keyed in. I was told by somebody, hey, you might want to go check that live stream that Dawn did. She talked about you a lot, and I did check it out, and she did. And we'll talk about that. Nothing bad. Just she cracks me up. She's funny. She's funny. Oh, our Master Jim saw the Insta repost on Facebook. Damn it! Here, I thought it was just a coincidence. That's okay. Murray, yes, I have. I think Dawn reported that on her live stream. I do have 2 fuzzy blankets, and I even asked her preference in colors. I asked what color she liked, and I got 2 colors that she likes. But we'll expand on that later. Leo in the house. The streak continues. Leo's in the house. What's up, man? I need to say that in a cool voice, I guess.
Leo from Brazil in the house. And yes, the streak continues. Leo in the house. Evening, everyone.
That was supposed to be Barbarian. Greenmaster Mike, I'll give you 2 stars if you can do Marty's voice. Well, if you've been on the streams before, Greenmaster Mike, you've probably heard my Marty voice. I mean, my Marty voice doesn't sound like Marty. I just make I overinflect, and I kind of sound like a Ken, and I kind of say things in like a way that's sort of annoying because I know it annoys Marty. And we're going to talk about Marty too, actually. Marty and the GT Pro fiasco, evidently. I've been watching the videos. I think I'm current on what's going on there, so that's a little interesting to talk about. Wilson, I have to do the Dawn laugh stuff. I mean, to me, just to do Dawn, all I have to do is this and
Say, oh, hey, how you doing?
How's that? Is that good? Dale, I didn't mention Dale is also a channel member, by the way. Dale, all the cool kids are here. Chris Sijic, what's up? Well, we're getting to it, Chris. I'll tell you what's up. We're getting there. I just purchased the wheel within the last half hour, by the way. We'll talk about that more too. Dale, I'll come on your 100th if you want to make it special. Okay, Dale. It's just coordination, right? You know, because now you're a working man, and the time difference. But I'm sure we could make it work somehow. I'm sure we can make it work. Scout still has my M Super V3. That's amazing. That thing's still going. Wow. You're going to buy either a Monster Pro or Commander Mini. Interesting. 2 very different wheels. Monster or Master Pro? You must be a Monster Pro. I'm sure you're aware, Scout, that I'm very much in the all suspension all the time camp nowadays. So yeah, if I had a choice between those wheels, I would get the Commander Mini. But that's me. I'm an older gentleman, right? Larry said, I just inflated tires on 6 PEVs and cleaned them, including your Z10. Putting air in the Z10 is less than fun. Yes, it is. You're right. The air nozzle is like buried down in there, and you have to use a valve extension to get to it. Speaking, no, I'm not having a grabber. I'm fine. Speaking of air and tires, when Dawn was here, I was hoping that I could get my M10 my M10-3 ready, that we could just throw it in the car, do whatever with it, and especially since Dawn likes to just do random rides by herself, which I discovered when she was here, which she talked about on her live stream. One of the many things she talked about on her live stream. But I thought it'd be cool to have the M10-3 ready to go. I have the original M10-3, little tiny baby pedals. And I charged it up, and then I was trying to put air in it, and I couldn't. Like every time I would attach the nozzle, I tried various extensions. It would not inflate. So I dug around in it, and I wound up taking the valve core out of it, and then I attached the pump, and I was able to pump it up then. But it doesn't do you much good pumping air into the tire with the valve core out, right? So basically, what I've discovered is I've put a lot of slime in that thing over the years. It's a tubeless tire, so slime, and maybe I've put in more than I should have. But it seems like what has happened is there is some hardened slime that when the valve core is in, is preventing the valve core from being depressed. So I can't inflate it. So probably the only, I don't know if I can come up with a way to clear that area. I don't know. I'm not sure what I can stick in the valve stem to clear that slime out of the way. I really would rather not take the M10-3 apart to take the tire off and clean all the slime out, but I don't know. Long story short, I wasn't able to successfully inflate the tire on the M10-3, which sort of ties into something else that I'll be talking about as well. Murray says, there's a pickleball court opening in a bigger town near me, so it must be catching on here. Oh, cool. I mean, around here, there's so many situations where they are taking space that was allocated to tennis courts and converting it into pickleball courts, because tennis courts just aren't used that much. They just aren't. And you can get roughly 4 pickleball courts in one tennis court. So Murray says, hit like. Oh, okay. So Marty just got back from Dune 2. Cool. I saw Dune 1. I wanted to see Dune 2. How was Dune 2, Marty? I do want to see that. I don't know. I might wind up going to see it myself. I don't know who I would ask around here to go with me at this point. But that's fine. I'm used to it. Larry has no Kung Fu tonight. That's only Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, well, good. I picked a great night, right? Tuesday night. Where? Marty, okay. Marty says, Marty voice, where are my tickets? Where are my tickets? Or
where are my tickets at? Marty says. What Marty
is referring to is, I think Dawn mentioned on our live stream that I've asked Marty to come to Florida before, and Marty has laughed it off. Oh, what am I going to do in Florida? Blah, 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 blah. What's there to do? Maybe since he saw Dawn was here, maybe his eyes are open that it's not just me down here, and there are other opportunities to do things, or maybe Marty just wants to meet some alligators. I don't know. But he's saying that it. Oh no, are you saying this, Marty? Let's get this on the internet. If I would buy you a plane ticket, you would come to Florida? You can just say yes or no. Because if you say yes, I might just pull the trigger, Marty. I have a nice guest bedroom. I have extra wheels. You could ride the same Sherman S that Dawn rode. Sure. So yes or no, Marty. You have 10 seconds to answer. Scout says, Marty, I heard tomorrow you're making Monster Pro Overheat Hill video with cooling mod. What? Monster Pro? Marty, you don't even have your Monster Pro anymore, do you? For some reason, I thought you got rid of that. PJ Wares, Guten Abend, Herr Duff. We get what's up. I don't know much German, but I think you just asked me what's up. Not much. Are you? Is that referring back to the jerry rig conversation that we had when Dawn was here? Roskelian, hey, a live stream. Didn't know you were on. Yeah, man. I posted it on the Electric Unicycle forum group in Facebook, and I don't know. That's about it. Vibes, extreme, on fire, blue vibes. Also a channel member. You can tell by the cool icon next to his name, and the little wrench means that he is also a channel moderator. So if anyone gets out of line, Vibes can take care of it for me. Dale says, "Yeah, this job thing is bullshit." Yeah, I know, Dale. Well, I only have like 6 more years, and then I can walk away from this job thing, and I can be like Marty. That's my goal. Vibes lighting it up with emoticons. Greenmaster Mike, some giveaways for the 100th and 2000, some stands. I could, yeah. Like my stand business has changed very much. I only keep a couple stands on hand at this point. I think I have 2 in the store right now. Usually, if someone wants like a custom stand, I'll just, if they want custom colors or custom text on the sides, I can do it. I've also changed the way, like I used to sell so many stands that like I was trying to print them fast. But now like each side of my stands takes like 19 hours to print. Each side, just one side. So 2 sides and then the parts for the bottom, it's probably a total of 50 hours of 3D printer time to make one stand, which is fine because I don't sell a lot anymore. But it does make them stronger. Like I've changed it so it's using more and more plastic, so the sides are stronger. I did that primarily because of the increased weight of wheels nowadays. So these stands hold everything I put on it, no problem. But I don't sell a lot of them anymore. Vibes, DD Cup in my new profile image is a homage to the living legend Duff. Where in your profile image for YouTube? It looks small. I can't really see Vibes, but if that's the case, then that's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Lemony Snicket, the valve extension makes the Z10 simple. I'm still riding mine. Well, I remember like I had to add air to that a few times, and that's a tubeless tire as well. And I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't easy either, from what I remember. Roskelian, suspension, sure. I've been lubing my Master and the S18, something that I do regularly. Yeah, I remember when I had my S18, I did do some lubing. That's really the only wheel that I actively did maintenance on the suspension. The other ones have been okay. Wilson liked my my Dawn impression. Thug Gooch, that is a very common problem in the mountain bike world. What's that? Oh, the suspension? Oh, the valve core. Okay. Oh, he's talking about the problem inflating the N103. If you get a valve core remover tool, I have one. You can pull out the core and clean it with hot water. The core's okay. Like if I take the core out, the core is fine. There's not. Maybe I didn't explain that correctly. There's not slime in the core. I have extra cores. I can put a brand new core in there, and you put it in. If you have it out of the tire, you press it. It depresses fine. You put it in there. There's some slime underneath where that end of the core is inside the wheel. That's preventing it from going down. So I need a way to clear that out. I'm not quite sure how. I don't know. Marty says, take the valve core out and use a bamboo stick to clear the way. Okay, well, I tried to do that with a screwdriver. That was my first try, the screwdriver. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll try something else, I guess. Marty, did you answer my offer yet? Are you okay coming to Florida if I buy you a ticket? Vibe says maybe high pressure air in the valve. Tried a gas station air pump to blow past the goop. Well, it's not that it can't blow past it. It's like the valve can't open enough to let air into it when the valve is in place. When the valve stem is in place, not the valve stem, the air valve. I'll screw with this more. I just got frustrated and just said F it. And Dawn was riding the V10F anyways. And it's funny. Dawn rode the V10F so much that it's almost dead. You know, the battery was dead. So I'm like, okay, well, after she left, because she rode it, I don't know, 3 times or so. And she was gone for a long time. I was worried she ran out of battery a few times. But anyways, I'm like, okay, well, Dawn's left, so I should charge it. So I'm digging in my bin of stuff. You know, this is a bin that was still from the move. And I pull out the charger and I thought it was the charger for the V10F. And actually it was the charger for the V5F. You know, Cindy used to have a V5F. And I think I accidentally threw out the charger for the V10F. So I don't have a charger for it. So I had to go on eBay and buy a freaking charger for a V10F. Thanks, Dawn. It's not Dawn's fault. But yeah. Marty, the Godfather. And Marty, I don't know what you're doing. If you want to come on, because I know you hate waiting for responses to the chat. I mean, if you want to come on, I can send you a StreamYard link. I don't know what you're doing right now, but you're welcome to come on. Dune 2 is great, really cinematic. Okay, good. I need to get out there and see that. Maybe I'll put that on my to-dos for this weekend. Yeah, I don't think I've had visitors 2 weekends in a row. 2 weekends ago, I had Dawn, and then this last weekend, my friend and his fiance from Pennsylvania were here. So I've had visitors in the house. I've had
visitors in the house. Yeah, busy, man, busy.
The Gooch, I took my first ever EUC ride or attempted at riding. Man, this isn't easy. No, it's not. Just go back and look at my Learning to Ride series, and you'll see my struggles. I think Marty actually is a little bit jealous of the alligator ride. Just a feeling. But luckily, I don't think that Marty will have the same obsession with petting alligators as Dawn did. That's just a feeling. Marty. I don't think Marty would want to do that. Because I seriously think if Wayne and I were not there, like if Dawn just on her own did that ride, she probably might have tried to interact with the gators, and that's not good. I know she thinks that they look cuddly and everything, but no, you don't do that. Green Master Mike, Marty and Duff episodes would be great. Well, I've had Marty on before, and when I was out in California 2 Decembers ago, Marty and I did a live stream from his garage, and that was great. Vibe says, Dawn rode your Sherman S. The value just went up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, if I ever sell the Sherman S, I will include that. I'll say, you know, ridden by the Dawn champion. Probably get an extra, you know, $25-$50 for it. Marty wouldn't ride a non-suspension wheel again if you paid me. Yeah, no, I feel the same way, Marty. Marty sold the Monster Pro. Yes, I do. But I remember him selling it a while ago. Bumps are, I mean, the Monster Pro takes bumps better than a smaller wheel, obviously, because it's such a large diameter tire, but it's still not suspension. Is Dawn a channel member? No, Marty, she is not. That is an oversight, right? She should be, don't you think? Don't you think, Marty? She should be. Hurts to laugh. My abs hurt. My abs hurt and my leg hurts. It kind of, I feel it in where that vein was removed when I cough or laugh too. Marty says, I feel bad. I have a lot of your stands, which I used to use all the time, but now all the wheels have kickstands and it's more convenient to use the kickstand. Yeah. And that's another reason that I don't sell as many stands, but some people do like to put the wheels on the stands, and like all of the veteran suspension wheels fit on my stands just great. So, you know, like I have my Sherman S out in the kitchen on a stand right now on one of my stands, not on the kickstand. Just looks better. Scout says maybe I'll just save another month for EX30 or Commander Pro instead of old Monster Pro for $1,700 new. Yeah, I would just I would go suspension. That would be my suggestion, but that's just my suggestions. Marty says all good things come to an end eventually. That's very deep, Marty. It's very deep. And Vibe says, and bad things. Vibes, I saw your video. What you saw me? I commented on your video where you took the M10-4 into CVS. I was glad to see they didn't arrest you. That was good. PJ Wares, is Dawn seeing anyone? Oh wait, I should. This probably needs a voice.
PJ Wares, is Dawn seeing anyone? She's smart, cute, level-headed, and loves EUCs. Are the men around her blind?
We can talk about that more later, PJ Wares. Talking about my clogged air valve on my M10-3, you need to plunge it. Lemony says try a shorter valve core. I tried 2 different ones and had the same results so far. Vibes has a tool for the Z10 air valve that may work. Hey Vibes, you never told me if you need my spare KingSong S22 Pro motor, by the way. Have you done anything with that? It's still sitting in my garage. Still brand new. Still not used. Murray, take the valve core up, pump it up with high pressure air. Watch out when you disconnect. It might squirt goop everywhere. Might use the tail end of a zip tie to pierce the gunk. It's not solid. It's not solid goop. Just enough that it blocks the core. I think I just need to F with it some more. Like I said, I lost my patience. As Dawn said many times, it was humid. It was humid last week, so I was out in the garage working on it, and I'm sweating, and I'm like, F this, and I stopped. But I'll give it once, and it's actually not. I told Dawn she picked the wrong week, because this week it's actually nice and cool, and the humidity is way down. It feels very pleasant outside now. So she probably would have preferred this weather. But she had fun anyways, for sure. Roskelian, Dawn's a scream. See her last video where she is actually trying to induce wobbles. I did see that video. Marty says, thanks for the invite. I'm doing stuff with the stream in the background. Okay, well, that's fine. That's what I just wanted to make the offer, Marty. But Marty, you have not answered my question. And I know that's intentional because you're a very smart man. But I just asked you hypothetically, if I paid for a plane ticket to fly you here, would you come? Just think of all those guys over in Miami that would love to ride with you, Marty. They would love it. And they're good. They're good guys. That was another good part of Dawn's visit. Is I mean the whole riding with the EUC Miami guys was Dawn's idea, not mine, because she knew those guys from the tour, from the Marty's tour. So she had those contacts. I did not have those contacts. I knew 2 of the guys over there. I knew Robert and Enrique, but anyone else over there I did not know. And it was great. You know, now I have opportunities to both hook up with them to do rides, and it seems like there's more interest for them to come over and ride with me as well. So it was a win-win. Sensei says the V10F slaps. Yeah, well, Dawn liked riding it around. It seems like she did. Again, I don't know how many miles she put on it, but it was considerable, I think. Roskelian, I still like my non-suspension wheels. 16X. I loved my 16X, and 2 rather classic now Ninebot 1E pluses. Well, Ninebot 1E plus was the first wheel that I ever owned, and I learned on that. Vibe says, yes, of course, everyone knows Dawn is awesome, but you got to risk cutting out to take to Dawn to take the well, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Sensei says Alien Rides has the EX30 for $2,700. Did you see that the Inmotion seller or store on Amazon? You can get a V13 for $3,000 on Amazon. A V13, you know. And I think actually when I saw it, I put it in my cart just for the hell of it. And I think I also was offered like a 5% Amazon coupon as well on top of that. So yeah, if you're looking for a V13, you can get it cheap. it was very interesting because Wayne brought his V13 over to the swamp, which is a big wampin wheel. It certainly does not seem like an ideal wheel for the swamp. But because it was so big and heavy, he was able to plow through mucky areas that I ate shit on. So, V13 is a good wheel. It just doesn't have the range that it should have. That's really the biggest negative as far as I'm concerned. Green Master Mike, take Marty to DD and Gator County for sure. Well, yeah, we would go to DD for sure. And it's funny, like during Dawn's nearly 3-hour live stream, she was at first, she criticized Dunkin' Donuts. Like she said, they sucked. Donuts sucked.
She said, "Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. I don't understand what the big deal is. Their donuts sucked."
But then she said later that she liked these ham and Swiss croissants that I got her. She liked those. She had 2 or 3 of them, I think, while she was here. So she did like them. But I think she's basing it on, she decided to try, and this was over when we were in Miami. Actually, we were waiting for the guys to meet up. There was a Dunkin' Donuts close to the place we were meeting up, and we got there early, so we went over there. And she got it in her head that she wanted to try this limited edition churro donut that Dunkin' Donuts had. And then not only did she get the donut, but then she asked them to warm the donut for her, and she didn't like it. And I don't know, it might have been better if it wasn't warm, to be honest with you, because I think when you warmed it, it kind of made it a little bit soggy and stuff. So yeah, I think she's basing that opinion primarily on that one Dunkin' Donuts churro donut. So it wasn't a very large sample size. Vibes, I have a valve core extractor I can send you. No, I have it. I have a valve core extractor. I have it. I totally took the valve core out and I put a brand new one in. The valve core isn't the problem. It's just the shit that's in the wheel underneath it. The wheel has probably been overly slimed. That's my guess, because that tire has leaked several times. Scout says the EX30 looks good for the price. Commander Mini for like $2,300. Did I mention, Marty, did you hear me say that I bought a wheel today? I don't know if you heard that. That's a great deal. Yeah. That is a good deal. Vibes. Our Master Jim, Marty and Sean sleepover when? Again, Marty is avoiding the question. Marty will not respond to my invitation for him to come. I mean, you can bring Lupe too if you want. I mean, I guess I can pay for her. I mean, if you need me to. I don't think you would, though. I don't think you would want her to come. It could be bro time. And you won't have to sleep with me, Marty. I have a designated room on the other side of the house. You don't have to sleep with me. Nothing weird. Vibe says group rides are the best. Well, I've been riding EUCs for, I don't know, how long have you been riding EUCs, Marty? 7 years? 7 years plus? I lose track. I don't know. Probably going on 8. But I primarily, Alexa, turn on office fan. I'm feeling a little warm. I have to keep moving my leg, because you got to do this because you don't want to get blood clots in your leg. I primarily ride alone. I always have ridden almost always alone. For a while, Cindy learned and she was riding and her daughter was riding with me sometimes, but they were never the group rides. Miami was a group ride. There was 13 people. I'm trying to think when I went. There might have been about that many people when I went out to California too, when we did Baldy and the Fullerton Loop. Yeah, probably. Okay. But this was different. Baldy, it has very limited traffic. Fullerton Loop, you're in the road a little bit, not much. It's mostly off-road. That Miami ride was through the heart of that area. Like we started in Dania Beach, rode down all the way down to South Beach, through the city, weaving in and out of traffic, going through traffic control devices, almost every single one. So that was a new experience for me. All I did was I just tried to keep myself kind of in the middle. I had people in front, people in behind me. I just kind of stayed in the middle, so I had a buffer. and followed them. I was on my veteran patent, and it was fine. I mean, it's not like I was scared or anything. It's just not the kind of riding I normally do, but it was fun. And everyone in the group that I met it was great. They were happy to meet me. Yeah, it was a good experience, except for Dawn giving me a hard time because again, if you saw her video, they rode until I don't know 1 a.m. I mean, there's a lot of charging in there as well, but they were out late, and I did not stay because I don't have a local dog sitter for Elsa, so I had to come back. She was by herself for like 13 hours. I had to come back and let her out and take care of her. So I did not stay that late, and Dawn was giving me shit about that, like it was an excuse that I didn't want to stay. That taking care of Elsa was not a valid reason. She was joking, I think, mostly. Let's see. Cameron Massey's here. Hey, Duff. Hey, everyone. How's it going? It's going great, Cameron. What's up, man? Yeah, I know, Marty. You've met the Miami guys. Like the ones that I met that were at your tour was Wayne, Ryan, who ran into Roger going at a high speed. And he talked about that quite a bit. And Jerry. I believe Jerry was the other one that was out at your tour, at least that was on that group ride with me. Yeah, they all had good things to say about you, of course. Scout says, we're due for a new 24-inch wheel. Don't count on it. Chooch looked good off-roading on V13. 24-inch monster with a new C40 motor and suspension would be sweet. I don't know that that's true, Scout. I don't know that there's a big demand. I mean, you have the Master Pro, right, which is a huge wheel, but I don't think it's a huge seller. So I don't know that you'll be seeing that anytime soon. PJ wears Dawn equals ein schöne Frau. Okay, I don't know what that means. PJ wears. I'd like to say I do, but I do not. Roskelian, New York City traffic or Florida gators? What's more dangerous? Discuss. Well, I don't know about New York City traffic. You probably didn't mean Miami traffic because we were in Miami. Traffic was pretty, it was heavy traffic. It was heavy traffic. The people that were leading the ride, they had various noisemakers. Dawn had her little hand-mounted chirping thing. Someone else had one of those too. I think Wayne might have had one of those. And in addition, he has an air horn that he has carabinered onto his gear, an air horn that he can blast. So basically what he does is when we get up to an intersection, if it looks like there's any kind of break, even if our light is red, like he would just sound the horn and make and basically just wave us all through, almost like a funeral procession. So I mean, and there were a couple close calls. There was a couple times where people were pissed off and they did not yield. And there's one situation where some of our riders were cutting in front, making a left, and a car was coming straight, and they had to hit the brakes hard to avoid it. And that was a little nerve-wracking. Gators, I mean, gators are. I have a different opinion about these Lisa gators around me, just because I've literally gone past hundreds of them now over the years at the swamp. And I think Dawn's mistake is she thinks that because I've done that so many times and I haven't been attacked, that means that the gators are tame or whatever. That's not true. I am not scared to ride past one, but I do respect what they can do. I've seen plenty of videos of gators being aggressive, and if they get you a sizable gator, they get you in their jaws, you cannot open those jaws, and then they will start to barrel roll. And they'll try to drag you into the water and drown you. I saw a video just this week of a small gator. Small. I mean, it looked not a baby, but less than 3 feet. And it's a video of, and you guys might have seen this as well. It's an older guy with like a cigar in his mouth. And evidently this gator grabbed his little dog. And this guy walked into the water and pulled out the gator and like struggled to barely get his jaws open, and the dog got away. I mean, the dog was limping. I'm sure the dog had some injuries, but they're not to be effed with. They really are not. And I'm one of the biggest animal lovers there is. I love animals, but yeah, I'm not going to try to be buddy with a gator. It's just not a smart thing. Cameron sold your V13 after you cut it out at speed and rebuilt it. Oh yeah, what kind of speed did you cut it out at, Cameron? Marty says the fact that you can buy a V13 cheap tells you why you shouldn't buy one. Well, let me ask you this, Marty. I mean, at $4,000, yes, but at $3,000, do you think the V13 is a good value at $3,000? I mean, to me, the only thing that you really didn't like about the V13 was the range, right? Was there other things you didn't like about it? It's easy to work on. I took the motor all the way out of the demo unit I had. I have an overall positive opinion about it. I just thought it was too expensive. That was my primary complaint about the V13. Vibe says,
The donuts do suck at PD. Basic, it's 2024. Let's get some maple bacon chocolate donuts. The coffee is good though.
all right, Vibes, you say so, man. I mean, I get coffee at Dunkin' Donuts probably 90% of the time. 10% of the time I include a donut. I don't go crazy with the donuts. So, but I'm not a donut snob, or maybe, or as Marty would say, a donut nerd. I'm not. I mean, a donut tastes good to me. Dunkin' Donuts donut tastes good to me, but I'm not a donut elitist. Scout says, Marty, what's the most comfortable seated long-range cruiser wheel these days? Yeah, Marty, what is your most comfortable seated long-range cruiser? I'm curious if you say your veteran Sherman that you have that cool seat mod on, because I know you love riding that seated. That was a great seat. Green Master Mike, Marty's avoiding the question still. Yes. Just say yes, Marty. Come on, Duff needs sleepover buddies. I do. I need sleepover buddies. I have this nice guest room, and I don't have that many people to sleep in it. So, yeah, sleep over. He won't answer. He won't. Oh, wait. Okay, this is sort of an answer. Marty, it's a long trip to get there. What airline? There's this new invention, Marty. It's called airlines, air travel. It takes much less time than if you drove. Because I think you drove to Arkansas, didn't you? No mountains. There are plenty of things to entertain you here, Marty, without mountains. Just ask Dawn. Ask Dawn. Ask Dawn if she was happy with her riding experience here. I think she was. I mean, that was my impression. Okay, so Marty's going to do a trip to Poland in September, but you're complaining about Florida being far to get there? All right, Marty, I'm seeing some hypocrisy here. Just a little bit. The Poland, my God, how long is that going to take? 16 hours? Green Master, Florida is great, Marty. Yeah, Marty, and like Dawn said, I mean, as far as the road quality here, they're in generally great condition. They're flat, they're straight. You know, since you're now a speed demon, you know, since you're riding faster, hey, you spread your wings and fly down here, Marty. Okay, so we will be riding electric unicycles, Marty and I, because we've started like within a month of each other. 8 years in June. Wow. Yeah. See, I have no appreciation of time anymore, Marty. I don't really know how long I've been doing anything, really, because it goes that fast. Yeah. Scout says Warsaw looks flat as Florida. On air promo. Larry says, trying to get Duff to LA in July weekend, 2 or 3 weeks after the 4th. Yeah, that is something that's still on my radar, Larry, coming out there this summer. Sure. Now that I don't have the huge potential tax hit that I thought I was going to have, which I'll eventually talk about the stuff I was going to talk about, but I'm still enjoying interacting with you guys. So I do have some news, and I haven't even really talked that much about Dawn's trip or Dawn's live stream about the trip, because there's things to talk about there for sure. Larry hopes to get some rides in around the big party. Good. Marty says, we've seen what happens with previous Duff trips. Well, no, the most recent Duff trip was all That was all a cluster F, Marty. I know you don't swear, but that was there was some bad decision making that went on there, Marty, in more ways than one. Oh my God, dude, unbelievable. Bike paths everywhere in Poland, though. Yeah, Marty, we can talk about that. No, not now. Not now. I'll tell you about it in person if you want to know more. You probably don't care. Yes, Larry says we never talk about that. Hey, at least I came clean. I mean, I came clean once everything went away, which I'm glad it did. Vibe says I'm a better rider after every group ride. Oh yeah, that must be due to group ride dynamics, right? Which I got to experience with the Miami guys. Geek Boy, a 22-inch wheel is pretty massive. Yeah, it sure is. I mean, I rode Marty's Master Pro for what, 5 minutes, Marty? I mean, I'm sure I would get more used to it, but it was a dump truck. Although the suspension on it was nice. Scout, again, 22 inches is plenty big with suspension. Yeah. Scout asked Vibes what's wrong with the Master Pro. I guess you had never seen Vibes videos about the Master Pro and the problems he had with his. I think Vibes had a batch 1 Master Pro. I assume you got rid of that, Vibes, because I don't hear you talking about it anymore, but I know you weren't very happy about it. Green Master Mike, Duff trips are the best. Marty's trips are awesome. It's a win-win, Marty. Just go for it. Well, see, if you guys keep suggesting to Marty it's a good idea, maybe because Marty doesn't listen to me, but if he hears other people out there saying that they think it would be a great idea, you might be getting through to him. Who knows? Probably not, but maybe. Simon says group rides that stay out until 3 a.m., which is too much for me. Yeah, I'm not interested in riding until 3 a.m. Although when Dawn was here, I had a lot of late nights. Yeah, I think there's a couple nights I didn't get to sleep until between midnight and 1, I believe. Marty says people are still buying Master Pros. It's niche, but they do sell. Okay. You would know more about that than me. CJ says there's a pro version of the Master. A pro version of what? The Master Pro? Or a pro version of something else? George says, in San Francisco, it's legal for bicycles to yield instead of stop at a red light. Much safer to consciously yield rather than be stressed out and distracted into making a poor decision. Well, yeah. Well, this wasn't yielding, I would say. It was, it was interesting. Again, I was glad that we had people leading the ride that were experienced with it. Stan, is there a Master V3? They're up to Master V4, aren't they? I think they're selling a Master V4 now, Stan. So I think you're actually behind one version. Raskellian, the Abrams is cheap as well. I wouldn't buy that either. Yeah, I don't know who would want an Abrams at this point. Scout, anybody ever do an overnight EUC trip with backpack like Ian did with his Monster Tour of Ireland? Me, no. I'm sure there are people that have done that. Cameron, I'm going as fast as I can. You guys are being very interactive, and I appreciate it, but I'm going as fast as I can, and I'm going to have to get another Cayman Jack soon. Talking about his V13 cutout, Cameron Massey. Unfortunately, I cut it out at around top end, probably near 50 miles an hour on 60% battery, and it was really cold. But I think what happened was I got so used to the insane power of the EX30. Okay, so you just like overleaned it at 50? So when you said you had to totally rebuild it, what did that require? You know, the V13 does have a decent little roll cage around it. I'm curious what you had to replace. Cameron says, since the field weakening update, that one I got back in the 13, I just wasn't calibrated. Okay. Marty says the V13 feels just a bit old now. It's heavy and feels heavy while riding it. $2,500 would be a good price. Yeah, it definitely didn't feel maneuverable. Well, I mean, as maneuverable. Like my Sherman S, for example, which weighs, 10 pounds less than 10 pounds less than the V13, is way, way, way more maneuverable than the V13. Larry says Marty Sherman Max with a great seat has no suspension. Right? Yeah. That's why I was wondering if that was his favorite seated riding experience. Although I imagine the Master Pro is probably pretty good. Oh, okay. No, I did not look ahead, but Marty says the Master Pro is awesome and his favorite. Skellion says you could fly the Boeing 737 Max. You might get there if the door stays on and it doesn't pile into the ground. Don't make Marty nervous about coming. Marty says Poland is a bit more exotic than Florida. What does that mean? What does that mean, Marty? Are you dissing on Florida, Marty? Geek Boy, enjoying interacting with you guys. I'm sure we can fix that. Yeah, I'm sure you can. All right, I'm going to grab another Cayman Jack. I'll be right back. Elsa's here. Elsa, entertain them. I really wanted to drink the plum wine, but yeah, I just couldn't make myself do it. When Dawn was supposed to come, you know, I'm a good host. I'm a considerate host, and I said, "Hey, Dawn, so is there anything you would like to drink while you're here? I'll get it ahead of time." And she said, "Oh yeah, I like plum wine," which I knew already, but she mentioned plum wine again. So I went out and got plum wine. I had to go to Total Wine to get it, and they had one type of plum wine, but it was in a big bottle, like it almost looked like double the size of a regular wine bottle. And I'm like, well, okay, well, yeah, I'm in IT, so you have redundancy. You know, in my career, it's like you want to have redundancy so you don't have an issue. So I didn't get one bottle; I got two bottles of plum wine. Turns out that Dawn drank less than a glass while she was here, just because of circumstances, I guess. So I had all this plum wine left. Me, my buddy, and his fiance finished one of the bottles, but now I still have an additional full, mega, big-ass bottle of plum wine in my fridge. I'm going to have to finish at some point. I'll probably do it on another live stream. I just did not feel like drinking it tonight. And in addition, Dawn asked for a specific type of spicy Doritos. And when I went to the first grocery store, I could not find them. They didn't have this variety. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's only available in California. But I went to another store just to find these things, and I did find them. And of course, I didn't get her one bag. I got two. And she didn't have any of those. So, yeah, it's fine. George says, that was just a little aside. Does anyone think Postiano, Italy would be a good EUC destination? Can you ride without harassment outside of Spain? I have no idea, George. Stan says, how did Leaper Kim use less of everything with the links and keep it at the top competitively? Less what? How they decreased the weight? They kept it the same weight as a patent? I haven't heard the details of it. I mean, it has a 500 more watt hours than the patent, and it's a 20-inch wheel. But I've never heard it broken down, like where all of the weight savings came from. Although when you put the links next to the patent actually looks a little thicker. It's kind of weird. So yeah, no, I have not heard a detailed explanation of where all the weight savings came from. Marty, I know the trip detail stuff. Everyone keeps me informed. Which trip details? Which ones are we talking about, Marty? Because that, depending on that, there could be a very different reaction. So, Stan, Marty, do you crown the best EUCs over the years? If so, where can I get the 2023 list? I don't believe Marty does that. I've never seen Marty do an official like best of. I've seen other YouTubers try to do that. Roskelian Late nights, that would be dawn to duff, would it? I get what you're saying there. Stan, yeah, this is another thing I want to talk about, Marty. I guess I should talk about this because you're here, Marty. Marty, are you the first influencer Bigoti has put on freeze from getting new rides? And you can. I asked Marty about this, and if I describe this incorrectly, Marty, you tell me. But Marty did not hear that directly from Bigoti. He heard that from someone else. I guess that is a reputable source. That they were unhappy with the way Marty pointed out some of the pretty egregious flaws on the Extreme Bull Commander GT Pro. The ones that stuck out was no weather stripping or molding or anything on the cover that covers the control board. There's nothing, no water proofing in there at all. Marty pointed out how they were really sloppy with the silicone goop everywhere. Instead of doing like nice cable management, they preferred to just drop goop in there just to secure things in place. And of course, the most egregious thing was the one phase wire was only half-ass connected, which was the cause of the wheel freaking out. Roger hopped on that wheel and was about ready to do a high-speed run when it freaked out on him. Evidently, that phase wire was just like loosely making connection. And then when they opened it up, Roger just pulled on it lightly. It came right off. And it was because of the half-ass way that they routed the wires. They had it going up over the middle phase wire, which caused tension. And it was stupid. Just horrible QC. And something like that that's effing dangerous, right? I mean, you could hurt someone big time if a phase wire is not securely connected. So anyways, Marty talked about this stuff. And before this part 2 video where they found this phase wire problem, he began it with an intro where he kind of laid it all out there that he heard that they don't like having this stuff exposed, basically, and there's a possibility that Marty's not going to be sent these wheels anymore, or not going to be asked to test these wheels, which of course is a dumb position for Bigoti to take, because it's like you're basically saying, okay, well, here's this wheel to test, but if you find anything wrong, don't say anything. Just test it, but just say good things about it. I mean, what kind of test is that, right? So, I mean, the onus is on them to provide a wheel. If you're going to be providing a wheel that's going to be tested by a number of people in the community, you better make sure the wheel's solid, right? Make sure it's put together well. Don't just half-ass throw it together and say, yeah, here you go. That's on them. So I think that stance is going to blow back in their face. I have a feeling Marty will be allowed to get wheels again. That is my feeling. But the whole thing's stupid. Greenmaster Mike, his name is Duff. Yes. Marty says there are some potentially awesome new long distance wheels coming summer, fall. Whatever happened to that wheel that was supposed to be $10,000, Marty? The super duper Master Pro GT, whatever, with like a 6,000 watt battery. Isn't that what you're talking about? Greenmaster Mike, Duff is a bit exotic, don't you think, Marty? I don't know. I don't know. Marty says, I do night mountain rides in the summer ending 3 a.m. Well, it must be nice to be retired, Marty. Some of us still work for a living. Steve O's here. Howdy, y'all. Howdy. Cameron talking about, oh, wait, hold on, Steve. I haven't been using this enough. Hold on.
Steve O says, howdy, y'all. Howdy, Steve O.
So Cameron talking about what he had to do when he crashed his V13 at 50 miles an hour. When I rebuilt it, I had to get new suspension sliders and get new roll bars and top case plastic, but the batteries were totally fine because they were potted and the roll bars took a lot of it. Okay. They were potted. Okay. So the motor, you didn't bend the motor or anything. That's good. Vibe says, I hope Marty still gets Bugatti wheels. They better not play. Yeah. Yeah. If they would actually do that, like I said, I think it's going to blow up in their face. But I mean, Marty exposing that's going to probably piss them off too. that's my guess. So I don't know. But I mean, Bugatti eventually, like, even forgave Dale, right? They gave Dale a T4 at a discounted price. So, you know, if they're mad at Marty, I don't think it'll be forever. Stan says, if they officially freeze Marty, I will skip Bugatti drops. Yeah, it will. I mean, there will be pushback on that for sure, because that stance isn't right. That they only want you to review a wheel if you don't find anything wrong with it, or if you find something wrong with it, just don't say anything. It's not right. Greenmaster Mike, The Adventures of Duff and the Wheel Father, also known as Marty. That has a bit of a ring to it. It does. Rascallion, my father used to make plum wine. Damson wine was really, really nice. Yeah, it's a different taste for sure. My experience was the first glass was a little, and then subsequent glasses it went down better. So that was my experience. Stan King, Leaper Kim seems to have it figured out. What, as far as demo wheels go? I mean, they definitely seem to have better QC in general. Not always. You know, there's been some weird issues. You know, just like anyone that's saw my the first video I shot with Dawn with my patent, I applied the new firmware update that is supposed to address the issue with what happens if you fully charge your patent and take it out for a ride. Like if you took it down like a steep decline right away, there's the possibility that you could overcharge the wheel and blow the board. So Veterans or Leaper Kim's solution to that was to set up a annoying as F and incredibly loud beeper buzzer that goes off even if you're just doing mild braking. Like I take my patent off the charger and I was just doing this moderate braking, not a hard brake at all, and it would fire off. And I mean, it is so loud you could hear it for a half a mile. I bet it's terrible. And that's actually one of the reasons that I bought a Roger charger, which I haven't even talked about. I have the Roger Charger SC, the small form factor one that Roger actually gave me a version that can go up to 15 amps. And the reason I did that is then I would have the ability to charge the patent to less than 126 volts. So I'll charge it to, 124 or something, just to avoid that. It would be nicer just to have the option in the firmware to turn that off. That would be my preference. But so yeah, I do have a Roger charger in the house, which I haven't even done a video yet on, which I will sometime. Stan says, you're a hell of a host. You should Airbnb your spot for all EUC enthusiasts. Yeah, I mean, I think Dawn would say I was a good host. I would hope so. In general, I try to be considerate in most things that I do. PJ says, Doritos are okay, but you can't beat jalapeno Cheetos. They're awesome. I was almost going to get Dawn fiery hot ones because they were kind of close. She wanted the spicy hot or something. But the fiery hot they had at the first store, but they didn't have I think they're called spicy hot, the one that she wanted. But I didn't just do a replacement and assume that she'd be okay with the other ones. I made sure to get the ones that she asked for and didn't eat. And I shouldn't say that totally, because I bought 2 bags of those and she did pack one of those bags in her bag and she took it back with her. So maybe she did eat them eventually. So yeah, didn't go totally to waste. Ross Skellion says, if Wrong Way is getting Bugatti wheels, then Marty should be getting Red Bull. Yeah, exactly. Scout says Marty equals Bugatti USA. Well, he definitely has promoted Bugatti quite a bit, right? Larry, hey, thanks, Larry. Thanks for giving me a segue. What wheel did I buy? I bought before the stream, a half hour before the stream, the M10 Mini. I did. And the reason I bought that partially was because I was frustrated with my M10 III, which is old as shit at this point. The other part is the M10 Mini's inexpensive, $500. And it would be a great wheel for me to do the little fart around stuff that I like to do in the M10 III. So that's supposed to ship out tomorrow. So I bought an M10 Mini. So Marty, again, if you come here to visit me, you and I can play around in the M10 Mini. You can play in the M10 Mini. You can play on the Padden. You can play on the Sherman S. And possibly by the time you come, Marty, I might have an ET Max as well. I said in two previous streams, I believe, that I've been waiting ever since I bought this house, sold my old house, bought this house. I've been waiting to get my income tax situation figured out. Because of capital gains, there was the potential of me to have a large tax liability. And what I had to do was give my accountant a list of like all of the things that I repaired or improved on the old house to make up that difference between what you're allowed to claim for capital gains and what my profit from the sale of my house was. But I've had this stuff to the accountant for a month, so I have not known what was going on. I was just kind of in a holding pattern, and I've been worried that I was going to potentially get like a 5-figure income tax bill. I thought that could be a possibility. Luckily, it turns out that that's not the case. I'm actually going to be getting a small refund instead. So this potential tax shitstorm that I was worried about is not the case. So to celebrate, I bought an M10 Mini. And I think there's a good chance that I will buy an ET Max. But I was told by Jason that he's going to send me the demo ET Max, the one that is in New York City right now. Hopefully within a couple weeks. I believe Ronin has it now. And hopefully it will be coming down to me next from New York City. So I will get to demo the ET Max. And if I like the ET Max, I will potentially buy an ET Max, and I would probably sell my KingSong S22 if I do that. The other good news is I believe Ronin put the 900-pound spring in the ET Max that's in New York City, because some people have been complaining about the stiffness of the 1,300-pound spring that was in the California unit. So yeah, so that's my wheel news that's going on, my personal wheel news. Marty says, I probably wouldn't have discussed a private Bugatti conversation, but I heard about it from a third trusted source, so it's fair game for me to comment about it. Well, I don't know, Marty. You do what you want. You're Marty. I don't know. I don't know that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, it obviously is going to build support for you. I mean, people like myself. I mean, everyone's going to say that that's bullshit, but it's kind of forcing them into a corner as well. So you don't really know what their reaction is going to be to that. That would be my opinion from the grandstand. Marty says, 100% the jalapeno Cheetos. Okay. Well, maybe Dawn has never tried those. I don't know. She did not mention those. But if she did, I would have found them. Guaranteed, I would have. Murray says, a good host.
Dawn would say, Noah! Noah! That was funny.
She said, now that I guess no one has ever pointed that out to her before, that she turns one-syllable words into two syllables when she wants to really emphasize them. So now she can't unhear it. And she's very aware when she does it. And I think she's probably not happy with me about it, but sorry, it's funny. Wow, Marty, flaming hot Doritos. Okay, Marty, wait, let me write this down. Again, when you come here to visit, Marty checklist, flaming hot Doritos and jalapeno Cheetos. Okay, got it. So if you come down here to visit, I will have a bag of each for you, Marty. And whatever IPA you want, because I know you only drink IPA. You don't drink Miller Lite, right? Vibe says you're over the weight limit on the M10 Mini. Yeah, I know, but evidently it's not a problem. I saw Opsum's man riding his, and he's 200 pounds, and I'm only 180, so I think I'll be okay. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. Do I want to talk about that now? No, I'll talk about it later, if at all. But there's something when I saw that video of him riding the M10 Mini, I realized something I didn't realize before. So we'll talk about that. Marty says, just remember the M10 Mini is low power. I know. I got the 158 watt hour version. Not as powerful as the M10 III. I know that. I do know that as well. So be careful with any accelerations or faster speeds. That I'm not doing anything silly, Marty. It's just for me to spin around in circles, go backwards, reverse, all that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy. Vibes, can you adopt me and I'll be your tax liability? Sure, Vibes. Well, Vibes, you said you're going to come down to Florida in 3 years, right? Isn't that what you said? I mean, if you want to tell me what kind of food you want, I can get the list, so I have it ready to go whenever you come down. Vibes. I'm a great host. I really am. According to Dawn, I'm a great catch too, right? Didn't she say that? I mean, she says so many things. She said so many things. The Mini is not a lot more powerful than the Ninebot 1E Plus. Yes, I know. I do know this. Larry says, Duff, if you look back in your text, you'll see I predicted you'd get an ET Max. I'm still waiting to hear my taxes. They told me 4 to 6 months. Oh, shit, dude. That sucks. You did predict I would get one? Well, if you did predict that, I probably said it all depends on my tax situation. There's been a lot of things. There's been a lot of things that have just been kind of just. Even though I spend so much money for a single man. I spend so much money on other people. It's crazy, right? Too much. Too much. But we won't get into the details about that. Duff, every wheel's a tax write-off for your YouTube business. Yeah, I have claimed those in the past as an expense. I have actually. Every plane ticket to Cali is a write-off too. No, I didn't claim that because especially since the last plane ride to Cali, I didn't post any YouTube content or anything on social media because I was hiding. I was believing that I wasn't there. It's a long story, guys. I mean, long story, long sad story. Stan asked Vibes, did he buy the ET Phone Home Max? I don't think Vibes did. Scout says, Duff Redemption Tour when? Well, probably in July. If I go out for Larry's summer party, I would imagine my redemption tour is then. I mean, people can bring rotten tomatoes. They can throw them at me then. It's fine. It's fine. Vibes says the M10 is already unpowered indoor wheel. I'd go for the Begode Falcon. Well, what do you weigh, Vibes? You weigh more than me, so I think I'm okay. And the Falcon is, who knows when the Falcon's arriving. The M10 Mini is in stock and shipping tomorrow.
Shipping tomorrow, Vibes. Instant gratification. Come on.
You understand. The Californians haven't been complaining about the 1,300-pound spring. Don't know what's up with New York. Well, I mean, I know it's better now, Marty. That's not quite true because, like, when Dawn was on the Sherman S, I can't tell you how many times she said she loved the suspension on the Sherman S. She said it felt so good, way, way better than the ET Max. So, I mean, it's tolerable. Whatever adjustments you guys did on the suspension on the ET Max, but it does not compare to the plush suspension on the Sherman wheels or the veteran wheels. Based on what Dawn said, and if I get an ET Max, I'll let you know. Marty says, I'm retired. At the end of the day, I don't care what Begode does. Yeah, but you love Begode wheels, right? Vibe says, nope, he has not bought an ET Max. He's still waiting to see how it stacks up against the Lynx, but due to weight, I think the Lynx will be my next wheel. My hatred towards my Master Pro has poured over into the ET. Yeah, I get that. ET Max is a heavy wheel, about 109 pounds. But again, for me, since I do almost exclusively hard surface cruising, I think it'll be just fine for me. So we'll see. Stan, is Dawn as fun off camera? I wish she would do a tour. She's an amazing ambassador. Oh God. Yeah, no, Dawn I think it's very, and I'm sure people picked up on this from the videos, our interactions in the live stream, the videos. It's very interesting because Dawn is a very, very high energy, obviously, right? High energy. Whereas I'm more subdued. I have a more dry sense of humor. But for whatever reason, we bounce off each other really well, and I make her laugh and she makes me laugh, and we had a lot of fun together. So no, it's no, Dawn's fun. Yeah, Dawn, there's a lot to Dawn, but fun is definitely one of the words I would use.
No, Dawn's no fun. No.
George says, Marty, that's a powerful position to hold. Yeah, Marty's throwing his weight around. He's not effing around, right, Marty? Begode, if you don't want to kiss the ring, Begody, you know where you can go. I'm sure Veteran would be happy to supply Marty with more wheels. Vibes likes flaming hot puffy Cheetos. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me put this in my notes here. EUC Vibes, flaming hot puffy Cheetos. Okay. What's your favorite drink, Vibes? I'll put that on here too, so I have it. Just let me know. Keep my pen and paper here. PJ Wares, there's even jalapeno Cheetos mac and cheese. I did not see that one. Great for a snack, both in instant and box versions. Yum. Okay. Now you're tempting me to make the trip. Okay. Hey, whatever it takes, Marty. Stan might be in the same train. Wow. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, who couldn't use extra money? I could just rent out my spare room as a EUC flop house, right? And it's funny. I missed Archie. You guys know Archie from Connecticut. Like his group was riding through Florida, and they actually came through Naples the Monday that I was taking Dawn back to the airport. And I think they were coming through Naples right when we left. Dawn and I left early. I took her to breakfast and stuff. And I think and then took her to the airport, and they actually rolled through Naples right during that time frame. So I didn't miss them when they came through, which is a bummer, because last time they came through, I missed them as well. So I did not get to see those guys, but it would have been nice. Vibe says, in regards to your trip to Florida, okay, so it's only a year and a half until you come to Florida. Okay, well, I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared. No problem. Stan says, Marty and Duff in Florida, 100% viral. It would be good. I mean, just keep working, Marty. You say words about like viral around Marty, and his ears perk up. So viral. George says M10 Mini or other less than 500 watt wheels are the best way I know to learn. The muscle memory needs to ride the dips on any wheel. Okay. Stan says 60 miles an hour in the NYC. That's crazy fast. Marty, you've claimed EUCs on taxes. Wow, that's sketch. But what do I know? Well, is it? Because like I list on my side business, I list my 3D printing store and internet content creator. I don't know. Is it sketch? Really? Think about it, Marty. I mean, it's part of your supplies or equipment that's used for your internet content creation. I don't know. And this is done by accountants. I don't do this myself. I have accountants do it. Roskelian, we spend money on our hobbies for sure, but that can and does include your friends as well. I should know. Yes. Vibe says, she said you're a catch, but we already knew that. Yes. She also said other things. Like she said,
yeah, Duff, I just want to make it clear that, Duff and I are not dating, but I helped him. I want him to find a good woman, and I got him to buy fuzzy blankets, and I told him that he needed a softer light in his bathroom and a towel bar, and what else did I tell him that he needed? Oh, he needs Oh, what is the other thing that he needed? Oh, he needs a mirror. He needs a full-length mirror on the door in the guest room, so someone can potentially see how their outfit looks. Yeah, so he needs all those things.
So yeah, she told me all those things, and I've done most of those except the light in the bathroom. That's going to take a little bit more research and decision making to figure out what I'm going to put in there. I appreciate Dawn looking out for me. Yes, I'm fond of Dawn. Dawn knows I'm fond of her. Yeah, we had a great time together. And I wish the same thing for Dawn. I know Dawn went in depth talking about love and her thoughts about
Her thoughts about, I don't know, relationships and love. I mean, she really went in depth. I mean, she went in more personal and more in depth than I normally do. So
that shouldn't be in helium. So yeah, who knows? Whatever happens, right? Who knows what the future holds? Let's just say that. Who knows? I don't know what my future holds. She doesn't know what her future holds. Nobody knows what their future holds. That's my words of wisdom. Marty says Dawn weighs 100 pounds. No, actually, Dawn weighs 120 pounds, Marty. And Dawn was worried about like getting fat and stuff. I'm like, Dawn, what are you talking about? What, you have like body dysmorphia, worried about getting fat. Crazy. But she says that regards that the ET Max, 99% of riders are men. That's, yeah, gotcha. Marty says the ET Max is nothing like the Master Pro. Feels much lighter and maneuverable. Okay. Yeah, I take your word for it, Marty. What I'm kind of hoping is if I put the pedals, although I know you have the pedals on the ET Max out there on the high setting, my hope is because ET Max is a pretty tall wheel, if I put the pedals in the low setting, it might be a wheel that I can legitimately sit on comfortably, which I haven't really had since I had my Monster with the yoga block on top of it. Roskelian, EUCs draw interesting people, and that's a fact. Yeah, that's what like Dawn and I had many conversations. Obviously, I mean, she was with me for 4 days or whatever. And she says, "Yeah, I'm weird. I'm weird." And like that was, I don't know, like she was curious, like what I thought of her in person, like her personality and how she is and how she's weird, and and she does have quirks, obviously. And those of you that don't know, like not only do Dawn and I both ride electric unicycles, but we both play World of Warcraft. Those of you that know what that game is, which is another weird thing. But I said to Dawn, I said, Dawn, pretty much anyone that's riding electric unicycles has a degree of weird in them. So, you may be weird, but you're in a crew of weird people. So your weirdness is less intense. Greenmaster Mike, the ET Max is the one for sure. My next wheel. Hopefully, I get it for AVS this year. Cool, man. Vibes. Favorite drink. Diet Coke Zero Cherry. Well, hopefully they're still making that in a year and a half, Vibes. But okay, Diet Coke Zero Cherry. All right, we got it. I'm all set for your visit. Stan says, I don't think Vibes leaves the mean streets of NYC. Vibe says, I went off-roading. Does Central Park count? I don't know. Does it? Stan prefers cognac. All right. Well, I know where I can get some of that. Roskelian, I offer my ECs to friends to ride, and I'm insulted. I think they think I'm trying to kill them off. Oh, to your friends that don't know how to ride, yeah. Yeah, I don't freely offer that up. Yeah, Dawn said all the PWM markers on the Sherman S, move the pads the way she likes them. And I haven't changed it back yet. Actually, I haven't ridden the Sherman S since she rode it. Although she was worried. Those of you that saw the swamp ride, she did ride my Sherman S through some pretty deep standing water at one point in the swamp. She was worried that the bearings could be effed up, but I did take it out briefly just to make sure there was no squeaking or anything. Bearings still seem okay on the Sherman S. Thank goodness. Vibe says the old people in Florida will be waving their fist at Marty and Duff. Slow down, you crazy kids. Well, there's some people in Miami that were kind of waving their fists around. Yeah, there's a funny moment that wasn't captured on the video, not on Dawn's or mine, where we were close to we were in Miami Beach. I don't think we were in South Beach yet. We were in Miami Beach. We were on like a walkway, and there's like a little circular area. In that circular area, there was a couple like little vendors, like little vendor stands. They were selling like jewelry and stuff. And Dawn was looking for something like something to like remember the trip by. And there's a ring she liked, and she got that ring to help her remember all of her Florida buddies down here. But just as we finished the transaction, we were about ready to walk away or ride away. Actually, we were gonna ride back over to the group. And the lady that was selling the jewelry said, "Stay still, don't move." And I'm like, what's going on? And evidently some cops had come up to the circle, and if they see you moving on a wheel, there's the potential that they could fine you because you're not allowed to ride in that area, I guess. So the lady just told us to stay still, don't move anywhere. And Wayne was there and Dawn. So we did. We waited until the cops were far away, out of sight, and then we rode over. And so, ironically, Dawn wanting to get a little souvenir piece of jewelry for the trip actually saved us from getting harassed by police. So, yeah, we did not tell that story until now. Green Master Mike, favorite thing to do after EUCs is smoking lots of weed. Okay, that isn't on my list, but I guess it could be fun. Stan says, it's so neat to have Marty back after the Bigoti calamity. That was nerve-wracking time to the community. What do you mean? Oh, you mean when the A2 dumped him? Yeah. Yes. I think
that upset many people when Marty was out of action. I know he was very, very depressed.
Lemony says, not sketchy at all on the taxes. Okay, claiming the EUC. Okay, thank you. I guess I did a good job of explaining my reasoning. Vibe says, did Marty just use sketch and taxes in one comment? Whoa, 1 minute timeout. Sorry, Godfather. That's true, Vibes. You got the hammer. I mean, whatever you think is appropriate, go ahead. PJ Ware, suggestion, create your own microbrew, Duff Beer, single F, so the Simpsons can't sue you. Yeah, that's a great idea. Speaking of great ideas, Dawn has so many great ideas. You might have heard me refer to them repeatedly. Dawn has lots and lots of great ideas, and they make me laugh a lot. Fuzzy blankets. Okay, you know what? I'm going to show you one of these fuzzy blankets. Dawn may or may not see this, but I'll get you a fuzzy blanket just so you see what it is. Yeah, this is a brand new fuzzy blanket. You know, I'll put it over my shoulders so I look all fuzzy, just temporarily because it'll probably be too hot because I'm in Florida. This is a fuzzy blanket. That's making the camera all blurry. Yeah, when Dawn arrived, like she's unpacking her stuff in the bedroom and she's looking around. I'm like, okay, well here's your pillows, and you know, everything was just washed. And she's like, don't you have any fuzzy blankets? I'm like, what? What do you mean, fuzzy blankets? Because if you've ever seen Dawn's live streams or videos that she shoots in general in her RV, she has all of these freaking blankets, soft, fuzzy things. She likes that. And this is hot as shit. I can't. Fuzzy blankets are cool, but they're also warm as well. I have it right here in my lap. Okay, I got my fuzzy blanket. It feels good in my hands. So yeah, she was asking about fuzzy blankets. I'm like, well, no, Dawn, I don't. I felt bad because, you know, if she would have mentioned fuzzy blankets ahead of time, I probably would have gotten a fuzzy blanket too, along with the Doritos and plum wine. So I mean, I brought in. I have a a big blanket that's made out of like sweatshirt material. I brought that into her, and I said, "Oh, I have this," and she's like, "Oh, okay." She was not happy that I didn't have a fuzzy blanket, so I won't be caught my pants down again. I have not one but two fuzzy blankets again for redundancy. So if there's a problem with one fuzzy blanket, I have another one. So you see, that's a pattern in my life. I have redundancy in multiple things. Dave Wood, 1982. They make a cute couple. I had this discussion with multiple people, Marty, other people, and I've seen it myself. There was lots, and Dawn has seen this stuff too. There's lots of people. It's like the internet like thinks that Dawn and I would be a great couple. Unfortunately, the internet isn't much into reality and geography, considering she lives on one coast and I live in another. So that would make it kind of difficult. And I'm not into long distance relationships, and neither is she. So that would be a problem too. But like I said, I'm fond of Dawn. Leave it at that. Oh, Marty, you got out of your timeout? It was only a minute timeout, so that's not so bad. Does Duff have a crush on Dawn? No, Dale. No. I'm too old to have crushes, Dale. Believe me. I'm way too old for crushes. No. I'm a very logical person. Well, I shouldn't say that. Am I? I don't know. Now that I said that, I'm thinking back about like the last 2 years of my life, and now I'm questioning my abilities to be logical. Let's just leave that question unanswered then. All right, I'm going to put the fuzzy blanket back in because it's too fuzzy, it's too warm, but it is nice, right? I mean, those of you that are still in areas that have winter, they're probably cold, and they probably like fuzzy blankets. But I'm in Florida, so not so much. And I need to walk a little bit, right, so I don't get blood clots. So yeah, the only other thing I need to do is address the lighting in the bathroom. Basically, when I moved in here, the light that they had over the sink, it was too dim. It was too dim. It didn't light enough. So me, in my wisdom, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to fix that. I go to Home Depot, and I get a 200-watt LED fixture, flat panel, and that is a cold white, because there's different temperatures of white light. It's a cold white, and I put it up there, and as a man, turned it on. I'm like, oh, super bright. Look how bright it is. It's great. Lights up everything. But I guess it would be determined to be a harsh light. Like right now, I have my LED ring light on, and it actually is at a cold temperature. I mean, do I look okay? I don't know. I don't have my filter on, my StreamYard filter. StreamYard has the ability to do AI filtering. Marty, I think I told you about this. And like Dawn wanted, because Dawn's a girl. She wanted me to use that. But like, if you do this, like, look at me. Now I have no facial features whatsoever, or no lines. I look like I have foundation on my face, but I find that disturbing. So this is the real me right here. No filter. Scout Falcon Opinions. I think it potentially looks cool. Now that I don't have a huge tax burden, maybe I'll buy one. I don't know. I'd probably want to see other people try it out first, other than the prototype that Opsum has. Vibes feels bad about putting Marty in a 1-minute timeout.
Vibes says, but a job is a job. I must follow the rules.
Turn those off. Background effects are annoying. Our Master Jim, but what Kelvin are your bathroom lights now, though? A lot. I don't know. They're a lot. It's too much. My goal was just to make it brighter in there, and I overdid it. Like sometimes you only need to turn the dial this far, and I turned it that far. So it's fine. I'll fix it. Marty says, buying wheels for a tax write-off, like a home office, you would have to declare what percentage is used for business. If I was the IRS, I'd nail your butt. Well, again, if it was just me doing it on my own, Marty, I would agree. But I have an accounting firm that does my taxes. So if I would get hammered on it, I would defer to them, probably. Vibes with his customary icons and emoticons. Larry said, I'd be scared to try it and deduct them. Well, I haven't bought many wheels last year either. I think I only bought the patent last year, right? I don't know. I'm not quite sure now. Again, I lose track of time. I'm older. Scout, anyone have a hunch when the next Alien Rides crazy sale might be? I don't know. I'm not sure. Vibes doesn't want me to get jammed up with my accountant. They won't get as many live streams. That's right. But to be now that I said that, I'm not even sure that I declared a wheel this year. Now that I'm thinking about the spreadsheet I sent them, that might have been the previous year that I did that. Yeah, I don't think I did this year. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I was able to also claim my capital gains loss on my investment property that I bought back in 2003. I bought a quarter-acre plot of land back in 2003 for $29,000, and I sold it for $11,500 this year, and felt lucky to do so. Stan, who's number one on your list to have at your pad in 2024? Well, Dawn was already here, so I mean, she'd probably be number one, right? And that was surprising. That whole situation was surprising. I mean, when I made that offer, I did not expect her to say yes. That doesn't mean I didn't want her to. It just means I didn't expect her to say yes. And then she originally thought it was because I was drinking on the live stream. I was just throwing it out there. But then the next morning, I said, "Hey, no, I wasn't kidding. If you want to come, we'll make it happen." And she did. So, which was a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal for her. She hadn't traveled domestically, like on a flight, in like 10 years, I believe, something like that. She said. So it was a big deal for her to do that. So I'm glad that we were able to get her out of her box, basically, and over here. And I think doing that made her more open to doing it more. Like she said, how she'd like to go to New York City, and there's other people that obviously would like to ride with Dawn. So I think she's more open to that now, which is good, right? It's good. Vibes wants to put Larry on a timeout. He's a fellow channel member. And I mean, now putting Marty in a timeout, since he'll never ever pay to be a channel member, Vibes is one thing, but you shouldn't put other channel members on timeouts, Vibes. That's probably a no-no. Hate Mail is here. What's up, buddy? Hate Mail is also from Australia. How you doing? Glad to see you here. Hope your health situation is going okay. Simon, who is also a channel moderator, you see the little wrench next to his name. Tommy has gone power mad. It's going to his head. Marty says, sounds like some of the Miami riders are a bit dangerous around cars. In California, we make a point of not pissing off drivers, cutting in front. Yeah, that was all being done. It was definitely all being done. Cutting in front. Yes, it was. Cutting in front, cutting in between. A lot of cutting. That being said, they're very experienced in riding that area, so I kind of put my trust in them. But definitely a lot of cutting. Spartacus says Duff needs to buy wheels for product development that he ends up selling in his store. Not seeing any problems there. That's true. That could be another justification. I need to buy a wheel to see if it fits on the stand, right? He has the store and sales to back it. Profitable or not, he's in the clear. Well, thank you, Spartacus. Thank you. Appreciate that. Vibe says, "Oh yeah, I haven't said it in a while. If you haven't yet, please take a second to click the like button on the stream. Helps the visibility of the stream. Helps it's being replayed to others once it ends. Hit that like button. It's free, it's easy, and it's fast." Vibe says, "As a matter of fact, whoever doesn't subscribe to my channel within the next 5 minutes will be put on a timeout. Extreme." So I haven't checked all of your live streams out. Tommy, are you still doing vertical streaming only? Because I know you got some incredible amount of views on some of those vertical live streams. And I, as I said previously, I found out the reason that is when you stream vertically, it gets thrown into the YouTube Shorts feeds, so more people see it. That's why you get more views when you stream vertically. The downside is it's a more restricted view. Obviously, you see less stuff, showing stuff like comments, or if I want to show another screen, it's not as user friendly. It's not as good of an experience when you're streaming vertical. So pluses and minuses. Dale got a 1 minute ban for using kilometers instead of miles. Funny. Stan, why did you guys keep Dawn Meetup hush until arrival? Were there many issues to be ironed out beforehand? Well, we wanted it to be a surprise. That was kind of cool. Dawn had other ideas like how we could like introduce her on the live stream, because we didn't put any videos out prior to the live stream. And I don't think we put any social media content out either. Like she had this idea that the way that we could do the live stream is I would just start streaming, and like she would just like walk in, just matter of the fact, like wearing a t-shirt of mine or something, like she's been here all the time or she lives here or something. We thought that'd be funny. But then all of the potential, Duff and Dawn, what's going on, blah, 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 decided against that. So we thought it was funny instead to make it seem like she was on the stream, but she was streaming from California, and she was in the living room on her phone. I had her streamed it or dialed in that way, and evidently we fooled a lot of people. A lot of people did not know that she was here, and really the only way they would have known is they know what my house looks like, and nobody does. Well, they do kind of, but not really. So that's how we pulled that off, and then she came in after 15 minutes or so of talking over there. So, but yeah, we just thought it'd be funny just to not announce it, And I think it was. I think we had some good content. Oh, I was gonna say fuck. Oh, I just did. Dawn Champion is here. Oh boy, is that sarcasm? As he's wait, hold on. Whenever I read a Dawn comment,
is that sarcasm as he's talking about my great ideas? No.
Of course not, Dawn. I love your ideas. Everyone's gonna be so excited now. Dawn's in the house. Dawn. See, Dawn. People are so excited now. They're probably expecting you to like pop in from the other room. But no, I'm sorry to say that Dawn is not in my house at this moment. Oh, Dawn saw the fussy. Oh, okay. So I'm behind on chat. Oh, fuck. I'm really behind in chat. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking as fast as I can. She loves the fuzzy blanket. Good. And it's warm. Vibes asked Dawn, is she proud of me with the fuzzy blanket? Yes, I'm sure she is. Roskelian says, I'm fortunate that in my part of the UK, the police don't show any interest in my EUC whatsoever. If I was causing a nuisance, showboating, it might be different. That's true. I try to not draw attention to myself. Dave Wood. Hey, Dawn, look what I've been dealing with. Dave Wood, Duff's in love. Dawn, I said multiple times that I'm fond of Dawn. That doesn't mean anything. I'm fond of Marty, too, right? I'm fond of Vibes. I'm fond of a lot of people. Dawn, we talked about all the preparations I did for you. Now I'm taking the food and drink orders for Marty and for Vibes for when they come to Florida to visit me as well. just so I'm prepared like I was for you with the 2 bottles of plum wine and the 2 bags of Doritos. George Pours, what's up? Dawn. Happy feelings in the air. Dawn did eat that bag of Doritos. Nice. Well, Dawn, I've eaten about half of that bag of Doritos. I still have some left. Should I eat some on stream? No, that'd be kind of rude, right? But I've eaten some of the bag of Doritos that you did not take. So that's good. I mean, they're getting used. They're not wasted. That's good. Dawn saying hi to everybody. Yes. Dawn, your ears must have been burning. Yes, Dawn. I don't know that I've talked about you as much as you talked about me on your 3-hour live stream, but it's been a pretty consistent topic. What does that mean? He's fond of me. Are you fond of me, Dawn? How would you know? Well, yeah, what would you say, Dawn? You said I'm a great catch. Does that mean you're fond of me? I'm curious. Dawn's a celebrity. Well, I think that's what a lot of people liked, was just having Dawn and I together doing content. It's always fun when 2 people that create content get together. Usually, at least that's been my experience. I've done it a number of times. It's always interesting. Dawn says it's cold here. Well, sorry, Dawn. Nice in Florida. Duff is the new leader of FBG. The Fuzzy Blanket Gang. Yeah, okay. Thanks, man. George says, logic dictates you use your seniority and independent management style to negotiate yourself into being a remote worker through retirement. You'll still be taxed in Florida, but live wherever you want. Yeah, someone else said that on Dawn's live stream. Yeah, I don't know if it was you, George. Somebody did. They said, oh, yeah, Duff can just move to California and work remotely. Yeah. That is a scenario, but it's not a realistic scenario with my position. But I understand. Scary filter change, says Wilson. Yeah, I have all kinds of scary filters. Dawn loves the filters. Stan says, Duff, you should put the house on sale. All your buddies are in Cali. You and Dawn in the RV would be what the fuck? Yeah. You guys have, I mean, your ideas are almost as good as Dawn's, really. I mean, almost, but not quite. Okay, so well, let me write that down. I'll add that to the food and drink list. I should put my house for sale. All my friends are in California, and Dawn and I can live in her RV. Okay, good. Got it. It's on the list. Duff, Dawn, and Elsa. Well, Elsa, okay, yes. Hold on. We have to do this.
Elsa loves me, by the way. She loves me more than she loves Duff.
Well, Elsa is fond of Dawn. When Dawn left, so she was Elsa exhibited some dog withdrawal symptoms. She was kind of looking for her. So yeah, I'm not gonna dispute that greatly, Dawn. Elsa does kind of. Elsa's fond of you too, Dawn. Okay, she's fond of you. Chris Sijic, what got you into EUC, Duff? Okay, I'll tell the story really quick. Approximately 8 years ago, a little more than 8 years ago, I bought a Segway Mini Pro for me and my ex-girlfriend, Cindy, or fiance, or whatever you want to call her. We liked them, and I thought once we rode those, they were easy to learn. I saw these Ninebot 1 EUCs and electric unicycles. I was like, oh, that can't be that hard. I bought it, and I thought Cindy actually would be better at it than me, so I let her try to ride it, and she fell the first time she tried to ride it and said, I'm not riding that fucking thing. So then I had to learn it because I spent $600 on it. So that's what got me into EUCs, thinking that they'd be as easy to ride as a Segway Mini Pro. They were not, but I'm glad I got into them. Vibe says, if you have a monetized YouTube channel, anything you review and studio equipment is an expense in that business. I think it's a go. Yeah, no, it is. Marty's just being Marty. Marty's being Marty. Raskellian, tax deductions, fortune favors the brave. Marty, truly curious. So you've actually written off the entire purchase of a wheel. Really seems strange. And then the write-off shouldn't exceed the income you make from the EUC business. I have included I'd have to go back and review that tax return, but I've included EUCs on the expenses for the business. Yes, I have. And that was factored in, but I would have to pull my return to see exactly how it was calculated in. So yeah, I don't know if you do your own taxes or if you have an accountant, Marty, but if you have an accountant, you might want to run it by him. Marty responding to Vibes. If you bought the wheel for the sole purpose of your EUC business, I doubt that's Duff's use case, but he only rides his wheels for videos. Pretty true. Almost every ride that I do, I'm filming. Not always, but a lot. I would say 80% of the time, probably. Dawn's laughing at something. Dawn's always laughing. She laughs so much. She makes me laugh, but I make her laugh somehow. It's so funny because like Dawn said to me, I don't remember if this was a conversation prior to her coming or I don't remember when it was, but like she had this impression of me that I was so serious. Yeah, I'm so serious and straight laced and all this kind of stuff. And like a stranger would think that, because I don't reveal my true nature to just anybody. But hopefully Dawn knows now that I'm not as serious as she thought I was. Dawn's look, a squirrel, look, there's a squirrel. ADD. I had to be constantly monitoring what we were doing to make sure that Dawn was not getting bored, because she gets bored. We had to make sure we were doing something. We had to have a plan. We had to know what we were doing, because Dawn does not like to sit still. That's what I hope the plum wine was going to help that it would just kind of mellow her out, so she would just just sit and chill. No. George says your tax burden should be zero, but if it's not, tell your accountant to put on your payroll for the work done to install those capital improvements. That'll raise your basis. Well, that's exactly what I did. That's what I did, because as a single person, you can only claim $250,000 in capital gains. You can only shelter $250,000 of capital gains. Anything above that, you would pay capital gains on, unless you can list all the different improvements you did on that property. And I was in that property for 23 years. So when I totaled everything up, it was like $220,000 or $230,000 worth of repairs and or improvements that were done on that property. So it covered that gap for me. Lemon, says he'd affirmed doing his taxes. He's fine. I believe I am fine. Marty says, Marty, great minds think alike, Marty. I have 2 of those file cabinets in my office, stacked, identical. Let's see, what do you have in there, Marty? Because, just one of these cabinets holds a lot of shit. I'm surprised that you have enough paper that you need to have 2 of them. Interesting. Dawn says, sorry.
Marty! Hiya!
Larry says, at Dawn Champion, Dawn, why do you hate Dawn, why do you hate me again? You never call, you never write. Oh, Larry's asking Dawn this? I don't know. I didn't realize Dawn told me that where she lives is actually considerably north of LA, which I didn't really realize that. I never really asked Dawn where she lives. Now I have her address. Those of you who didn't see, I sent her my old Rode Wireless Go mic setup, so I have her address, and I needed it, for her flight and stuff. But she lives not close to LA, so I didn't realize she was driving as far as she does to go to some of these rides. I did not know that. I do now. Dawn, the Gator Whisperer, welcome. Well, Dawn, she wanted to be a Gator Whisperer, but thankfully Wayne and I were able to contain that urge, one of Dawn's many urges, to pet gators. Just no. Marty says, hi, Dawn. Where have you been? Looking forward to our GT Pro Mount Baldy ride this Sunday. Oh, well, that's nice.
Dawn says, Larry! 3 exclamation points. At on-air promo.
I'm not sure why you had to do both. I think he probably knows. I think he knows that you're referring to him, Dawn, but that's okay. Lemony says, when he sells his wheels, he will also have... Hey, Dawn. Oh, Dawn. Guess what? See, this would have been another thing that you would have been excited about when you were here, but I didn't do it then. I just bought, before the stream, I bought a N103 Mini. Because I know you love that wheel. It's cute. You want to pet it. Yeah, I have one of those coming. Lemony says, when he sells his wheels, he also will have to list that and pay taxes accordingly. The deduction isn't so large in the long run, plus amortization kicks in and keeps things proper.
Dawn says to Larry, I don't hate you.
Marty says, I was shocked when Roger told me that Dawn was in Florida. I thought she hated why, Marty, inquiring minds want to know, why would you think that Dawn hated me? I mean, I've never really talked to you about Dawn. I mean, ever since I met her when I was out in California and rode with you guys, her and I have been in communication, off and on for that entire time. So, but you didn't know that. I never really told you that. So, I'm sorry, I didn't show that on the screen. I was shocked when Roger told me that Dawn was in Florida. I thought she hated Duff.
Dawn's reply, no!
Oh, now that's a big mistake, Dawn. Big mistake right there.
Do not use those stupid voices.
Dawn, you saw that clip of when you and I were both in the helium mode? It was freaking hilarious. It's hilarious. Don't worry, I'm only using it when I'm reading your stuff, Dawn. Okay, Larry feels much better. That's cleared up. My freaking stomach is killing me, man. Those of you that follow me on social media, I had I had a Facebook memory that came up. I used to be, those of you that don't know, I used to be big into calisthenics. And a Facebook memory came up yesterday where I shot some video that included me doing a one-armed extended plank. Where I'm kind of spread out. I'm supporting my front with one arm. I did that 11 years ago. So me not wanting to ever admit that I can't do anything, including going 52.2 miles an hour, by the way, Dawn. I wanted to see if I could do it again. Still at my age. And so I did it last night. And I did it. But the problem was that, the way I did it is I had my phone set up like on the floor or something, and I had the timer set up, a 10-second timer. So I would hit the button, it'd be on a 10-second timer, then I had to quick get in position and hold it for the picture. And what was happening was, like, several of my attempts at I wasn't in the right position. I was higher than I thought. It was blurry or something. So I wound up having to do it like, I don't know, 7-8 times. And my freaking stomach is killing me today, and my right shoulder, because all that weight is on your one arm. So yeah. So if it's sore today, it's going to be extra sore tomorrow, because I've noticed as I get older, second day soreness is usually worse than the first. George, hey, this is George from Miami. We need to do a Palm Beach ride, less traffic, more calm than Miami, more scenic routes. I need to get to Naples and ride. Yeah, George, absolutely. Yeah, that would be good. I'd love to ride with you, George. I mean, everyone over there, I had a good experience with. I like all you guys, and I'm happy to host here or get over there as I can. And if I go over again, I'll make arrangements for Elsa this time, so Dawn doesn't give me shit, because she likes to give me shit. Dawn. Oh my God, that would have been so funny. I'm not sure, Dawn. There's been so many things said. I don't know what would have been funny, but I'll take your word for it. Dale says, yeah, I'm trying to watch quietly, then all of a sudden loud squeaky voice and everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck is he watching? Okay. All right. No more voices for the live stream because it annoys Dawn anyways. Ratman and Murray, Duff is our favorite talking neck. What's the rest of that? Oh, yeah. Remember that, Marty? I don't think Dawn knows this. There's some writer over in L.A. He once referred to me as a talking neck. He was upset with me about something. I don't quite remember what. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, he referred to me as a talking neck. And I remember I used to refer to myself as that because usually when someone tries to insult me, I like to turn it around and just insult myself because then it just makes what they said ridiculous, right? Dawn, Dale says, I'm hoping it's just a stage he's going through and doesn't make them a permanent fixture. The voices, well, I have more voices. I mean, I just, yeah. I didn't really go through my voice library that much tonight. Oh, I want to so much hit the helium. All right, I won't, Dawn. E. Simon! Triple exclamation point. Dawn, I don't have the filter on tonight, by the way. This is just me. This is raw me. Sorry. Okay. Oh, so Dawn, is this your explanation? When I said I'm fond of you, this is your explanation of it. Duff is a good friend that lives on the other side of the country. That means there is absolutely zero possibility of anything romantical. Is that a word? Romantical? Probably romantic. Of anything romantic happening. I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. But if I was on your side of the country, or if you were on my side of the country, I don't know. I don't know what that would mean. I don't know. It'd probably be scary, terrifying, probably. Dale just got the notification from EUC Vibes channel live of a live. Oh no, Vibes is streaming live, and he has my live. Vibes is live streaming my live. I've heard of people doing that. That's kind of funny. And Vibes would do that. But I would happily try to find him a girlfriend. Now that's one of the things that I did this about, Dawn. That you're trying to help me find a girlfriend. Blah blah blah. I don't need help to find a girlfriend. I don't need help doing that. I mean, I do appreciate your suggestions. You know, if the fuzzy blanket gets me a score, I'll be sure to let you know. But I don't think I need help. I don't know. I think my merits stand on their own. Probably, Dawn. I would think. I don't know. Roger EUC. Hi, guys. Hey, buddy. What's up? I still haven't gotten to try your Roger charger because I need to go burn some battery off of my patent so then I can try to charge it up to 124 volts to see if I can avoid that annoying as fuck beeper that sounds when you try to brake on the patent after charging it to full. But I need to do a video about your charger as well. I haven't done that yet. Dawn at Roger EUC! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So Dawn, is there like a minimum amount of exclamation points? Like if you only do one exclamation point, that means that you're only mildly excited. 2 means you're excited. 3 means you're super, super excited, right? I'm guessing. I mean, you have to fill me in. I don't know. Dale. Dawn, what about physical? Shouldn't count that out. What are we counting out? Oh, that means there's absolutely as opposed to romantical, physical happening. Well, Dale, that kind of goes hand in hand, I would say. Don't you think? Larry, EUC Roger, triple exclamation point. Roger messed up his thumb. I had not heard about that. I hope your thumb's okay. I'm glad your back's doing better. Yes, Dale. I know I'm behind in the chat, and I did turn the voices down. Vibes. You looking for a guest? Oh, what? You want to be a guest, Vibes? I can send you a StreamYard invite if you want. Dawn, I should have accidentally spilt stuff onto that horrible voice machine. Well, that horrible voice machine is my computer, Dawn. So I would not have been appreciative if you did that. And I probably would have poured plum wine on your head if you did that. So I'm glad you didn't. How does Duff do the exact Dawn voice? All right. I'm just going to do this briefly just because Roger asked. This is how I do the Dawn voice.
All you do, Roger, is use the helium voice mod, and that sounds just like Dawn, right? No.
There you go. I know he requested it at 9:55, but you know. Oh, Dale. I'm pretty sure Dawn is not going to know what you're referring to, Dale. Maybe, probably not. As long as he can spill something into your voice machine too. That only Dale would say that. Vibe says, if Marty says one more thing about taxes, does that mean you're going to put him in another 1 minute timeout? I don't know if that means that Dawn knows what he means or not. I don't know. Uh-oh, there's more tax stuff. Marty's saying my tax accountant asked what percentage of equipment purchases are used. Regard my channel. I do write cameras, but not EUCs. Well, there you go. I just opened your eyes to a whole new world, Marty. You're welcome. That's another reason for you to come to Florida. Still haven't heard your response, Marty. I've offered to pay your way here. Dawn has a spider on her shoulder. Yeah, that was hilarious, right? And she actually reacted to that. Marty sending an email to the IRS with a screenshot of this chat and Duff's address. Thank you very much, Marty. Spartacus says, snitches get, you know what they get. Dale says, stop doing the effing voices. LOL. Raskellian. Dawn has some horse videos as well. I like the one where she's trying to encourage her horse into a pile of sand. It run around instead. Quite funny. I've not ever seen any of Dawn's horse videos. It's embarrassing and much louder than the normal voice. For some reason, I find it hilarious that Dale is being embarrassed by anything. I find that very funny. Marty, house repairs are not deductible regarding capital gains, only improvements. Yep, your accountant is sketch. All right, well, all I know is my accountant avoided me paying a large amount to the IRS. Dawn, they rained on my parade. They won't let me play with gators. No, we were looking out for your safety, Dawn. I know you don't see it that way, but that is what we were doing. Dale's going to have to stop watching if those voices keep happening. Spartacus, Florida is not California. That's for damn sure. Dawn says, yes, with 3 exclamation points, of course. Maybe that's the way that she's turning yes into a multiple syllable word by adding those extra exclamation points. I'm not sure. All right, Dale, I'm not doing any more of the voices. I just did that one for Roger. That's it. Please make him stop. Tommy, what is Tommy going to put me in timeout? I don't think he can put the host in timeout, Dale. Or Dale. Why do I keep calling Dawn Dale? That's really weird. Freudian slip. Scout says, Marty, if Bugatti cuts you off, you're going to have even more excuse to ride off wheels. That's right. Dale, I'm on normal voice. I know. I'm sorry. Our Master Jim, one of Dawn's many urges, he says. Yeah. I'm just going to let that one lay there, our Master Jim. I'm joking about Dawn, you, and hate. What? I'm not. I'm missing something there. Oh man, I must have done the voice again. Dale was out. I must have legitimately pissed off Dale. That's funny. Oh wow. Okay, sorry, Dale. If you watch this back, I'm sorry, man. Oh, okay. Larry says, you guys need to understand that my gimmick with Dawn is that I say she hates me if we don't talk for a while. Inside joke. Okay. All right. Well, then I won't talk to Dawn for a while, and I'll tell her that she hates me too. Yeah. No. Yeah, George. I know you're from Palm Beach. I know you're up north there. Yep. I know. Oh, Dale changed his mind. Okay. Murray looked it up as far as the insult that was thrown my way. I was the talking neck with an irritating voice. That's right. Ironically, though, a lot of people say they like my voice. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I mean, it's like anything, I guess. Different strokes for different folks. But evidently that man did not like my voice. Okay, well, Dale, I only did the voice once, quickly. Exclamation points. I just hit the button many times. Well, you hit the button 3 times. Not many, 3. Oh, okay. Well, now, okay. More than 3 means the key is stuck. No. Yes. It is funny when she does that. Oh, do you know that I got a comment on the live stream? Someone was saying that they weren't happy that I kept trying to brand Dawn. They said it was creepy that I kept trying to brand Dawn. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I genuinely did not know what they meant. I meant, like, did they mean I was trying to, like, build her brand or I didn't know. I didn't know what he meant. And then I guess, and I showed Dawn that comment, and she actually understood what he meant, which I did not. And when he said brand, he was talking about, like, how I was joking with Dawn about, if I did this or that she would get a tattoo to signify that. And of course she would not. And this guy thought I was serious, I guess, evidently. And he didn't like that I kept suggesting that to Dawn. So I set him straight. I told him that, I would not expect Dawn to get a tattoo on my behalf. So Roger says, your back is good and my thumb is sticking up for this live stream. Thank you, man. Hit that like button. Simon says, the voices are great. Keep going. No. Dale's not kidding. He hates it. That's funny, Dale. That's funny. Maybe Dale is like one of those guys that's like ASMR sensitive. So like certain sounds or whatever, like just really bug him. I don't know, maybe. What? I'm sitting in court just outside the courtroom and loud squeaky voice happens and everyone looks at me. Why are you in court? First of all, Dale, I thought you were working. George trusts my content. Well, thank you, man. I don't know why it's extra loud. The voice volume is set like on the lower side, but I believe you. I'm not going to do it anymore. Marty, I don't know. Someone might need to put Marty in a 1-minute timeout. You are aware that the IRS eyes you are responsible for your mistakes that your accountant makes. Yes, I am aware of that, Marty. Yes, I am aware. You can find an accountant to do anything you want. Seriously, yes, I know. But this isn't the accountants down in Skid Row. This is a big firm in the Fort Myers area. It's nothing on the down low. I pay them a good amount of money to do my taxes. It's nothing like that. I don't suggest to them anything. I don't say, hey, can I get this deduction? Can I get that deduction? No, I just give them my expenses. And if they have any questions about anything, they ask me. And if something that I list is not appropriate, they would not file it. So. Dale says, because we are both awesome and both our names start with D. Oh, Dale and Duff, yeah. Stan, have you calculated how much energy needed to keep up with Dawn long term? Oh, Dawn, I said this before you came on. The V10F that you rode around by yourself, that you talked about in your stream a little bit. You just wanted to, be by yourself. And you wrote it down to red battery. I thought I had the charger for that, but evidently when I moved, I threw out the charger for that and kept the charger for the Inmotion V5F. So I didn't have a charger for it. So I had to buy a charger for the V10F so I can charge it. I don't have it yet. So the V10F is still out of battery. So just FYI. Murray, Duff, next time you take Dawn to the swamp, take a raw chicken and throw it to a gator so she can see what she would do if she tried to pet it. Well, that's not a good idea either. You're not supposed to feed gators because then that makes them less scared of humans and makes them more apt to view as humans as a food source. Dale's not pissed off, just annoyed. You can't find a volume that'll hear you. Like I said, I'll leave the voices off. But next time, let me know when you're in a court. PJ Wares, I'm out. Guten Nacht. Thanks to Dawn for keeping this from being a complete sausage fest. Yeah, that's true. She is. Thank you, Dawn. Dale will get an EUC Army tattoo if you pay for it. I don't know, I might take you up on that, Dale. Oh, Dawn, I want to so much turn the voices on for this. Dale and I both hate the voices. I hate the voices. All right. George. George, are you antagonizing George? The voices, yeah. Dale is evidently at court right now. So whenever I put the annoying helium voice on, it's louder than my speaking voice. And everyone is looking at him. They don't know what the F is going on because he's watching on his phone. And Dawn just hates it. Yeah, I don't know. Dawn, for whatever reason, has a very negative reaction to any of the voices. She doesn't like them. And she's never explained why that is. I don't know, Dawn. Why do you think that is? Is it because you're Taiwanese, or I don't know. Why is it? Why do you hate the voices so much? Simon says Dale's a Karen. Oh, ouch, ouch. Stan, more energy than anyone can handle. Dawn. Yeah, if you say so, Dawn. Whatever. More energy. Dawn is very energetic. That is for sure. And Dawn gets bored easily. Like that again. That's what the plum wine was for. To unplug that a little bit. But I didn't get a chance to try it as much as I wanted to. No, but Dawn. I mean, Dawn's fun to talk to too. You know, like when we were driving to places, she was trapped in the car, so she had to talk. So that was good. Although she did not like that either. She did not like long car rides. No. But she would talk, listen to music. Dawn got to sing to me. I got to hear Dawn sing a lot, which I like Dawn's voice. I like Dawn singing. And she got to sleep too in the car as well. So Murray likes the voices, Chipmunks and the Conan guy. Well, there's literally 100 voices, Murray. I just haven't gone through and catalog what I like and what I don't like I need to. I just haven't done that yet. Ruskelian, talking of voices, remember making an EUC sound like a Harley Davidson via EUC World? I do remember that. I never did it, but I do remember it. Green Master Mike, Marty and his IRS tax advice and the annoying voice has got me wanting to smoke a bowl of some good bud before I lose it. I don't know, Green Master Mike. I have a feeling that it doesn't take a lot to give that excuse or to make that excuse. But you do you. Yeah, this is the first time that I've ever been told that my live stream has been watched while someone's sitting in court. Marty, be stoic. I've been called stoic before, but again, that's by people that don't know me that well. People that are not in my circle. If you're not in my circle, you would not know. Larry says, my instructions to my accountant are very similar, are simple. Don't get me audited. I'm extremely conservative with deductions and stuff. Yeah. Dale brought a couple joints to court. Oh, no. Roger says, Dawn does my taxes. Asian people are good with math. Yeah. Again, I'm going to just let that one lay there, Roger. Lemony Snicket says, nothing wrong with taking all legal deductions. I got over that fear 30 plus years ago. Proper records are all that's needed. Don't cheat. It's simple. Yeah, I wasn't cheating. Murray, that's true, Murray. That is a solution. Get some AirPods or something similar. You know, like Bluetooth, earphones, earbuds. Yeah, earbuds. I have an iPhone. I have AirPods, and that does solve that problem. Ryan does his tax. Oh, Ryan. Oh, because Ryan's Asian, George. way to continue the stereotype. Dale says, generally, I have no problem with the voices. It's just frustrating this time because I'm trying to watch without looking like a weirdo. I should have brought my headphones. Okay, so you have them. Marty, I've really blown your mind with this, haven't I? I'll see if I can write off my 17 wheels in the workshop. I'll say Duff said it's okay. Well, you haven't bought those all in one tax year, Marty. So my non-expert opinion would be you cannot write them all off because you did not buy them all the same tax year. Dawn champion with triple crying emojis, crying out loud. Now, Dawn, I have a question for you. You'd like to do 3 exclamation points. You're doing 3 laughing out loud or crying out loud emojis, but you have a thing for even numbers. Why are you doing these in an odd amount of number? Why are you doing these in 3 and not 4 or 2? Inquiring minds want to know. Dawn, champion. Marie says, when Dawn sang the Japanese songs as a chipmunk, it was very cute. It was hilarious. It was great. But she doesn't like the voices. Okay. It was funny as F. Armaster Jim. Dawn, you do Canadian tax one. Dawn's not Canadian. She lives in California. But she did fly out of Ontario. It was funny, like when she said that she needed to fly out of Ontario airport. I'm like, you're going to go to Canada to fly? I didn't know there was an Ontario, California, or if I did, I had forgotten. But there's Ontario. There's an Ontario airport. That's where she flew out of. Dawn says, "OMG! I don't do taxes!" Triple exclamation point. I need to, let's see. What does it mean when, I can't type very well, when someone uses triple, Dawn hates when I do this too. Fact checker. Triple exclamation point. In informal writing, multiple exclamation points are sometimes used to indicate stronger emphasis or emotion. Sort of like, no, because that's exactly what that does too. Stan says, well, it would be neat to attend an EUC wedding, whomever Dawn chooses. Oh my God. Yes, Dawn, whoever you choose. Yeah, maybe, you know what we can do? We can do a EUC version of the Bachelorette. Dawn can be the EUC Bachelorette. And then we can have all these guys in the EUC community that are single. They can all go on EUC dates with Dawn, and then Dawn can narrow down the field, and then she eventually will pick her knight in shining armor, who will be the lucky person that Dawn selects. I think that's a great idea. What do you think, Dawn? I mean, I know you have a lot of great ideas, but I mean, personally, I think that's a really, really great idea. Dawn EUC Bachelorette. I like that, personally. Dale has only ever done 2 tax returns. Didn't know they were compulsory. I assume you're kidding, Dale, but I never know with you. All right, I need to get my last Cayman Jack and move my leg so I don't get blood clots. I'll be right back. Check it out, Dawn. This is what Elsa is doing. She looks very comfortable, doesn't she? Okay. There we go. Are we aligned correctly? No, we're not. How's that? No, that's better. That's better. Okay. Dawn says EUC wedding on M10 minis. Dawn, are you excited that I'm buying an M10 mini? You know, Dawn said multiple times when she was here, she's like, I'm not coming back to Florida. This humidity. Can't stand this humidity in Florida. And then I asked her every time she would say that, I said, is that a statement or a promise? So every time I asked her that, she said it's a statement. And I told her it's important that it's a statement because statements you can change, but if it's a promise, that means that you're not coming back. So she always made it a statement. So I wouldn't say the window's closed on Dawn coming back here. So we'll see. And I will have an M10 Mini. Dale may do taxes this year. Good. Oh my God, I would so cut out on the M10 Mini. You just got to go slow, Dawn. That's it. Oh, I saw this, Dawn. I almost cut out today. I saved it 60 miles an hour up a big hill, huge dip. The EX. Now, that's not an exaggeration at all, Dawn. This EX30 is useless because I'm going 60 miles an hour up a hill. Come on, Dawn. Really? I would say that's all relative to the rider. What? Dawn says 333 are angel numbers. What? What are you talking about, Dawn? All right. Well, we got to fact check that too. You do drop things on me that I just don't know about. The angel number 333 encourages to set plans into action and let your personal strength be the guide, to trust yourself and put thought into your choices. This angel number also is connected with optimism, creativity, and intuition. Okay. I learned something new today, Dawn. Thank you very much.
Extreme.
Oh, that's not loud enough. Dawn loved when I did this too, actually. This shouldn't bother Dale too much.
Extreme.
Dawn loves that. She loves so many things that I do. Ross Skellion, 17 wheels. Wow. I mean, wow. Yeah, right? I remember there was a point in time where Marty put his ceiling, he wanted to keep around 10 wheels. And now he's approaching double that. Marty, I think you might have a problem. Marty says, that's why the United States is broke. Duff not paying his fair share of taxes. Surprising considering that Duff votes socialist. I pay a shitload of taxes, Marty. I claim 0. I pay a lot of taxes, actually. A lot. When you come to visit me, I'll show you my pay stub. And then you can retract that statement and say, oh, I was wrong. Duff pays a lot of taxes, actually. George says, so much tax talk. Marty, your new accountant can refile up to 7 prior tax years. I do know that. I have heard about that. Lemony getting the exclamation points in there. Dawn, I think you are awesome! Exclamation point at the ass, yeah. Roskelian, American dance punk band from California. Apparently Dawn should know. What? That went over my head. Dawn, what's your favorite wheel right now? Well, I know that answer, but I'll let her answer. Dawn. Lemony Snicket. Oh, okay. Dawn, you mixed it up. That's good. Dawn, Lemony Snicket. Triple exclamation point followed by thank you 2 exclamation point. Okay, Dawn. That's cool. And then you have your bases covered. Marty says, George, because Marty owns real estate properties too, so I'm sure he has a slightly complicated tax situation, I would imagine. George, I do everything by the book. I don't need to be audited. Could be because I only earn $3,000 by EUC stuff, so claiming one wheel purchase would raise a flag. You only earn $3,000. With everything combined? Sorry about your luck, Marty. EUC Bachelor with Awesome winner gets to tongue punch her fart box. Wow. That does. I just want to give a quick aside, real quick, because this is one of the things that found out today that I did not realize. Everyone knows Opsum, and a lot of people know Opsum. I don't know if it's her boyfriend or husband or whatever. I always assumed, I never got a real good look at him because he's always behind, like filming her camel toe or her, her short shorts and her TNA. Never got a real good look at him. I always thought that they were similar in age, right? Similar in age. But the video that he did today on the Begode M10 Mini, he showed his face. And check this out. This is, I assumed that they were the same age or similar age range for a long time. But look at this. This dude is significantly older than Opsum. Man, he's got the crow's feet going. He's, I don't know. What do you think? Mid-30s? Something like that? I was very, and I think that's also why a lot of times, like when he shot his video about the Falcon, he didn't show himself at all. And I'm thinking that has been intentional all along, that he is actually significantly older than Opsum. So, not that it matters, but it's just surprising to me because I did not think that was the case. I thought that they were similar in age, but I do not believe that they are. So there's that. Dawn saying the ET Max. Yeah. Dawn loves the ET Max, but she wants it with more battery. But the thing is, it's already 109 pounds, so I don't think Dawn wants it any heavier than it already is. But yeah, she was talking a lot about the ET Max when she was here. Our Master Jim, quote, Dawn hates when I do this too, whoever Dawn chooses. Our Master Jim is quoting me. Murray. EUC Bachelorette show. My Cindy used to watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette, so by proxy, I would see The Bachelor and Bachelorette, so I have knowledge about it. I don't watch it anymore, obviously, but I am aware of how it works. Lucky person. Dawn is a lot of fun. I think it would take learning and growing from both people. From both people. Relationships are compromised. Successful relationships are compromised. Unsuccessful relationships are not compromised. Usually there's not compromise in a lot of those. Now we're talking more about taxes. Lemony Snicket, you amortize the wheel over its lifespan for safe tax deduction. Oh, Dawn got to see Elsa. Yeah, I talked to Dawn on the phone. When was that, Dawn? A couple days ago. Had her on speaker, and Elsa was in the bed with me, and Elsa's like her ears perked up and she's looking around, and she recognized Dawn's voice. It's cute, and she's still shedding like crazy. Dawn, by the way, I'm trying to brush her, but it doesn't matter how much I brush her, she still sheds. So I just have to get through it. Larry says to Dawn, once I get my first property tax bill, I will get something new if I'm not creamed. Well, that's my situation with my taxes. I'm pleasantly surprised with my tax situation. So I bought the M10 Mini, and I will probably buy the ET Max. I don't know if you heard this, Dawn. I think you came on after this. I was communicating with Jason today from eWheels, and I think the ET Max that is in New York City is going to come down to me afterwards. So I'm going to get to demo the ET Max, and as long as I like everything, and that ET Max in New York City, they put the 900-pound spring on, by the way. So I'm going to get to demo it, and if I like it, I will buy it. I will buy an ET Max. So that's kind of nice. I get to try before I buy. I appreciated Jason making that offer to me. Stan says, Dawn, you mentioned the EUC rep will not add any more range to the ET Max. Oh, the Begode rep? Does that mean Begode has peaked in their range? Well, I thought Dawn said that supposedly Begode is not going to introduce any new 3,600 watt-hour wheels. But a 3,600 watt-hour battery configuration is not compatible with a 168 volt wheel. I'm not sure. like if you go above 3,000, I'm not sure what the next hop up would be as far as capacity, but then you're going to run into like some size and weight issues, I'm sure. Dale says Elsa would be more comfortable with a fuzzy blanket. Yes. Well, Elsa already likes to snuggle and do like all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of times I'll come home and I walk in the bedroom and my freaking pillows are pushed back and the blankets pulled back because she has gone in there and like nested in my bed during the day. So yeah, she does like that. Toilet flush. Oh, you. Damn, this mic is just way too sensitive. You heard me flush the toilet. That's so embarrassing. Why the heck would you want an M10 Mini? Miss the old days with underpowered wheels. Just to screw around in like in a parking lot or in my driveway. Just because the M10 III is the only wheel that I feel truly comfortable just doing reversals, backwards riding. I don't like doing that on bigger wheels. But the M10 III, it's so easy. So M10 Mini, it should be even easier. It's a fatter tire, as low of a profile. And my M10 Mini has really tiny pedals, and I have size 13 feet. So it gets uncomfortable very quickly. The M10 Mini has bigger pedals as well. Dawn talking about a long range 168 volt wheel. It would be like 4,600 watt. Okay, that's what I was talking about. 4,600 watt hours, which imagine how heavy that is. Marty's waiting for the 6,000 watt hour wheel. Yeah. But again, just imagine how heavy that's going to be. A 150 pound wheel? I mean, they keep talking about battery technology improving, right? You should be able to get more capacity and less size and less weight, you would think. But batteries are still heavy. Dawn says Marty is drooling over a 6,000 watt hour wheel. Yeah, of course. Simon says 333 is the number of a very small Antichrist. I got what you mean there. Half a 666. Stan, would that be a 300 pounder? It won't be 300 pounds, but it would be heavy. Dawn Hearts, Dawn Champion, or Marty Hearts. Must be getting late. Marty Hearts, Dawn Champion, saying that Marty is drooling over the 6,000 watt hour wheel. Dawn says, I know, right? I'm afraid how heavy that would be. They need to hurry up with the new battery technology. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, there is new battery technology, but it's not being adopted by EC manufacturers. Probably because of expense. I guess it would be too expensive to have the latest and greatest. Roskelian doesn't know about 333, but I do know about 6174, a very unusual number. I don't know about that, Roskelian. I'm scared to ask. Greenmaster Mike, Marty will be the EUC traveling IRS auditor. Yeah, Marty is he's all about the tax law, right? Or maybe Marty in Florida, we just have better accountants. I don't know. Maybe it's another reason to move to Florida. In addition to no state income tax, no local income tax, and electrical prices that are probably a third of what you're paying in California, and gas. Stan says, rocking the cradle. Is that what 6174 relates to? I don't know. So, our Master Jim, mid-40s. So you think he's mid-40s looking at that guy? I ain't got any of that crow's feet business going on yet. Well, it all depends on the person, Jim. I've seen people my age that look 75. It all depends. I mean, everyone has different genetics. Some people are more blessed than others. But I was shocked by that. I've seen him at a distance. I've never realized that he was significantly older than Alpson. I find that very, very interesting. Dale, isn't the ET Max the wheel with a very poor build quality? No, that was the Extreme Bull Commander GT Pro that Marty and Roger worked on and discovered that one of the phase wires was hardly plugged in. And Roger is lucky that he didn't eat shit as a result on that wheel. Dawn says, when you get that ET Max, you will safely be able to hit that speed you wanted. Right. But that will not satisfy me, Dawn. I need to hit 52.2 on the Sherman S because you set the high mark on that. So I have to hit 52.2 on the Sherman S. It's a goal, at least. I don't know. Marty says, to Dale, what? Absolutely not. The ET Max build quality is superb. Yeah, it does seem good. Dawn says, yeah. Oh, wow. Only one exclamation point there, Dawn? Okay. Well, I guess you're not that excited about that comment. I don't know. ET Max looks cool. Dale says, what was the bad one? There you go. Commander GT Pro. Yeah, I saw on the I get some weird messages sometimes. On Telegram, the New York City guys, I guess they had just seen Marty's, or someone had just seen Marty's video about the loose face wire. So they just found out about that today on their Telegram group. GT Pro. So Roger, didn't I see, where did I see it? Somewhere I saw that Roger got the GT Pro up to 60 miles an hour wheel speed in a parking lot or something, I guess, after you guys fixed it. And he said he's confident that he can get closer to 70. So Dawn, if Roger beats your wheel speed record, what's that going to mean to you? Are you going to care? Are you going to try to go faster when you get the GT Pro? I'm just curious. So I do know you take pride in those records. Dale gets confused with all these models. Yeah, it is a lot to keep up with. That's true. Dale says, so the GT Pro is a GT no. Well, Dale, there's again, you didn't see the video, or maybe you did see part of it, but I guess Marty pointed out a bunch of things that were less than ideal in the GT Pro, and I guess he heard through the grapevine that Bagode / Extreme Bull was unhappy about that. So there's questions on if Marty is going to be allowed to review future demo Bagode wheels. Marty says there's a 4,400 watt hour version possibility of the ET Max. Okay. Cool. Murray says, Dawn riding a 168 volt wheel with a 6,000 watt battery would look like that 11-year-old girl riding her father's Monster Pro. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy, Dawn. I wouldn't take it into the swamp, that's for sure. Can I even stop a wheel that's double my weight? If there's a way, you'll figure it out, Dawn, I'm sure. There's Marty. Marty, he's just teasing us. He's teasing us. I have some facts, but I can't give details of the wheel. Marty likes to do that. He likes to tease. Keep eating Doritos. Well, yeah, let me show you what I have left just to show you. Again, Dawn missed all this conversation. She came in late. I talked in depth, Dawn. You might want to go back and watch the whole live stream about how I prepared for your visit and how you showed me that there was a specific type of Doritos nachos you liked, and they are the spicy nacho flavored. Dawn's birthday is on April 28th, so you might want to maybe buy her a case of these or something. She might like it. Spicy nacho Doritos is what Dawn likes. And I've eaten about half that bag. They're pretty good. Not bad. I don't normally get Doritos, but they're not bad. Dawn says, Capricar constant, or 6164, is a constant that arises when we take a 4-digit integer, form the largest and smallest numbers from its digits, and then subtract these two numbers, continuing with this. So if you do that, you always get 6174. Okay, interesting. Someone sounds like Dawn did some Googling. Oh my God. In regards to Dawn's question, if she could stop a wheel twice her weight, probably Dawn. I rode a chick that was double mine. Oh, Dale. Yeah, I've never really done that, Dale. I've never gone that route. Just never. I don't know. It just never appealed to me. I know some guys are all about it, and supposedly that situation can be favorable for a guy, but I've never done it. Okay, including continuing her explanation of the 6174. Continuing with this process of forming and subtracting, we will always arrive at the number 6174. Okay, well, there you go, Dawn. You are always teaching me things. Marty says the 4,400 watt hour 168 volt is 121 pounds. The ET Max is 111 pounds. And it's interesting, Dawn, again, you weren't here, but I talked about how much you commented on you liking riding the Sherman S. No, it's not as fast as an ET Max, but the comfort, like you love the suspension, you love that it kept you safe, and you also commented how it handled so well, but yet it's only like a 10 pounds less than the ET Max, but it felt much lighter to you. So 10 pounds, I guess, can make a difference. Because the Patton feels significantly lighter than the Sherman S to me, even though it's only around 10 pounds. Ross Skellion, 6174, mathematical oddity. Google to find out. Okay, well, Dawn evidently just did. Remaster Mike. They call those guys sugar daddies or keeping in the family. Okay. Marty. Yeah, well, Marty, I saw those pictures, those videos. Marty says that there's lots of videos of Austin's boyfriend from a few years ago when he or she first came on the scene, and it was more innocent. I think maybe it's because they were at a distance, but I always thought that they were close in age. But seeing this made it clear that they're not. They're not close in age. So it's just a revelation that I'm sharing with you. Take it for what it's worth. You may care, you may not care. But that's what I mean. Opson might not be a good candidate for EUC Bachelorette, whereas Dawn would be, right? Dale says you mean before the blank seat video. Yeah. I appreciate you sharing that video with me, Dale. He was sure to share that with me. Marty would say a solid 10 plus years older. I would say I'm guessing closer to 15. That's my guess, Marty. But who knows? Doesn't matter. I mean, hell, I live in Naples. I mean, you should see some of the age differences. I was out with my friend and his fiance on Saturday. We were at an outdoor bar, and some guy came walking up, and he looked like he was, I don't know, late 50s maybe. Good shape, but late 50s, shorter. And the girl he was with looked like she was in her mid 20s, maybe. So I mean, it was disturbing. I mean, it looked like it was his daughter. But they were being touchy feely. So that was weird. I mean, sometimes that's why I would never want a woman that's like crazy younger than me. It wouldn't work. It would not work for me. A younger woman, yes. A severely younger woman, no. Okay, so Dawn clarified. Roger already has a high-speed record at 65.4. Oh, that's on his EX30, right? Yours is only 64.7. Okay, Dawn. All right. But would you try to break that on the GT Pro? Skellion, Opson get some comments for sure. I have no problem with her. I would say I don't have a problem with her. I mean, I think I have more of a problem with human beings, just the thirsty men. The fact that she has over 1 million subscribers blows my mind, but it really shouldn't, right? It shouldn't. She's using her assets quite well. And evidently her boyfriend is highly encouraging of that. Larry, thank you, Larry. Reminder, hit that like button. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. Helps out the stream, helps out the channel, costs absolutely nothing. Now, Larry, or Marty, I know you would never, ever consider being a channel member, but can I at least ask you to hit the like button on the stream? You should do that. And while you're at it, if you're not a subscriber to Dawn Champion's channel, you should be. Yeah, Dawn, I'll try to pimp your channel more, right? I'll be like Opsum's boyfriend. I'll pimp your channel more. Get you to 10,000 subscribers. And really, I should do that. Like, you know, like in the end of videos, how you can have, I was thinking about that. Like the videos that I did when you were here in Florida, you can do end screens in YouTube, which I don't think you ever do. But you can do them in YouTube where it shows links to other videos. Like typically I'll show a link to either like a video that's related to the video that is being shown or just the most recent video. But I could also show a link to your video. So I'm thinking I might go into my Florida videos and put a link to your Florida videos as well, just to try to get you more traction on those. It's free. Marty says there are a lot of improvements that I've been shown regarding the GT Pro. Like what? Like what is significantly different than the ET Max? I'm curious. Okay, so Dawn thinks the GT Pro is ugly. It's okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would call it ugly, but it's not. Yeah, visually, it's not striking or anything. I think the ET Max is better looking. Dale says, tried the wasabi Doritos? No, I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen wasabi Doritos. Dawn doing a double crying out loud, or laughing out loud. Dawn's trying to keep me on my toes. Show Stan, you just need Doritos to bribe Dawn to visit. Well, I had all these things in advance. I don't know if Dawn, did I tell you I got those Doritos before you came? I don't remember if I told you that or not. Maybe I did. I think I did. Yeah. But to be honest, I think she would have came. She probably would have came even if I didn't get the Doritos. I think. Not sure, but I think. Lemony Snicket says, I get those Doritos from Costco. They make me drink more alcohol, so I have to ration them. Yeah. Usually when I drink, like my eating can get unhinged. Like it kind of deactivates my normal control with eating. But when I drink on live streams, I typically will not. I have eaten already on live streams, which is actually not a good thing because I mean you don't want to hear me eating on a live stream. It's kind of rude and kind of bad. So generally, I try to avoid it. So I just drink and not eat. Vibes, how was your live stream of my live stream, Vibes? Marty's eating spicy Doritos right now. Well, Marty, I have it on my list. I wrote it down. So when you come here, yeah. Oh, Dawn, you missed this too. I made Marty the offer that if he agrees to come to Florida, I will buy his ticket for him to come. And he has not given me a firm answer yet. He's danced around the subject, believe it or not. I mean, Marty never dances around subjects, I know, but he's dancing around the subject. But I have offered that to him. And he can even, Marty, if you come, you can snuggle in the fuzzy blankets. Probably by the time you come, we'll have the light situation in the bathroom fixed, so you won't have that bright light. It'll be softer, so it makes your hair look nicer in the bathroom. So, I mean, it's a win-win, Marty. I don't know what you have to lose. I'm sure Lupe would be okay with it. George says, awesome situation appears consensual. Yeah, no, it does. But I'd have to see her tax returns to determine whether she's in an abusive relationship. Well, I certainly hope not. But I don't think we're going to get to see her tax returns. Dale, yeah, fatties don't appeal to me either, but any port in a store. Oh, Dale. Those are your words, not mine, Dale. Dawn, the same kind I eat. Well, I don't know. Are these? No. She's eating. Oh yeah, well maybe it is. Are you eating these, Marty? Spicy nacho. I mean, Dale. Or again, I did it. I called Dawn Dale. Dawn, if you want, I mean, I can FedEx these out to you if you're running low. Whole lot of Rosie in my life. That's a song, isn't it, Simon? Marty bought a family-sized bag at Sam's Club. Wow, I didn't know. Okay, well, next time I go to Sam's, I'll look and see if they have it, and I'll buy a bag for when Dawn comes back, because they probably don't. They probably is good for like 10 years, I would imagine. So, Dorito Twinsies, says Dawn Champion, and Marty hearts that comment, and Dawn does 4 emojis with heart eyes. Dawn, you better have hit like on my live stream. That's all I'm saying. I hope you can at least hit like on my live stream. On-air promo. Dawn hated my Sherman S. Yeah, I remember. She told me that. She said that she rode yours and she didn't have an overall great opinion of it, but she loved mine. She loved it. Now, I have latest firmware on mine, so it had the braking issues is better. It's not fantastic, but the braking is better than it was. And yeah, in general, she liked it. I mean, good power. When she was pulling away from everybody, it seemed like she had a ample acceleration. She was hauling ass. And I think she got it up to the second set of beeps, I believe she said, when she topped out the speed. So I don't know. I think she likes the Sherman S. And it's a 3,600 watt wheel. So I mean, it's a great comfortable wheel to go long distance. If you're drag racing, it's not the best wheel, but how often are you drag racing versus wanting to go on just a nice long ride? Marty says, I'm not saying this new wheel is a version of the ET Max. Okay, well, I thought you were, Marty. That's my bad. I can't say what kind of wheel it is. What happens if you do? What will happen to you? Will you find a horse head in your bed? I mean, what will happen? Oh, Dawn. I wanted to know if you ever heard this because of your horse background. My buddy, he is into horses and horse racing and thoroughbreds and the Kentucky Derby and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying this to be gross or whatever. He told me that this is the truth, and I found it shocking. He said that when great thoroughbreds are die and they're buried, it's the English tradition to only bury their head and their heart. They don't bury the whole horse. They only bury the head and the heart. Have you ever heard of this? Because when he told me that, I'm like, that sounds awful. Why? And he just said that was an English tradition to do that with horses. But he said Secretariat, I assume you might know who Secretariat is. He was a Triple Crown winner, a very famous horse. I think he's from the 70s. I guess because he visited Secretariat's grave. And evidently Secretariat, they didn't do that. They buried the whole horse, which was a big deal, evidently. He has like a gravestone and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, some horse trivia for you. And Dawn, with your horse background, maybe you are familiar with this. I was not. Tangent. Look, a squirrel. Dawn says, Larry, no, I didn't. I was talking about the Sherman S. It just kept beeping at me. I don't like being yelled at. That's why she didn't like when my veteran Patton was making all that noise when it's fully charged. She did not like that at all. Larry, did Duff's beep or did you put it in a magical setting? No, she set the PWM. I had it in high speed mode. So it allowed her to go faster prior to the beeps. So no, it didn't. It did not beep at her prematurely. Lemony Snicket would buy a tow sack full of those Doritos if I could. That sounds like a lot. Whoops. There you go. Dawn says, I could only go 52 miles an hour on his before it beeped. I don't remember what was the high speed I got yours to. I don't know. Murray says, he must have a really huge wallet. What? Who does? Man, there's a lot of Doritos fans here. I don't typically eat Doritos, so yeah. Dawn opened me up to fuzzy blankets, the advantage of having a towel bar in a bathroom, how females appreciate full-length mirrors, and how harsh, overly bright white lighting is not good. Right, Dawn? And Doritos. I mean, Dawn gave me some pointers on a lot of things. I'm always learning. Even at this advanced age, I'm always learning. Simon, Rupert Murdoch just got engaged to a younger woman again. He's 93. Why would you get engaged to a woman at 93? What's the point? That's crazy. Dawn, I'm over here pissed at my EX30 because it's dipped on me at 60 miles an hour today. I mean, Dawn, I mean, you do realize how that sounds like to the rest of the world. You know, like, oh, I'm so over my EX30. I'm going uphill 60 miles an hour, and I tried to get a little bit more, and it dipped on me. Okay. Okay, Dawn. Gotcha. Larry says about the Sherman S, that's about right. You had to turn off speed limit and got it into the low 50s. You disliked the braking. Yeah, she said she felt that the braking was improved on my Sherman S. But still not as good as, 134 volt wheel, Lemony Snicket hit the button 333 times, the like button. Well, why don't you hit it 6,174 times? Dawn says, yeah, apparently they fixed that a little bit. Not much. Not enough. It still has the worst braking of all the wheels. All the wheels? I don't know about that, Dawn. But it was still a very good, safe wheel. And you love the suspension. You love the suspension way more than your other wheels, right? I can't tell you how many times you commented on how good it felt suspension-wise. Larry upgraded the firmware, but I haven't really noticed a difference. I've noticed a difference. It's not huge, but I did notice a difference. But I guess the only way to verify that is if you did some consistent speed testing where you were going at a set speed and tried to brake as hard as you can and see if you can stop faster after the firmware upgrade. Dawn Champion. The ET Max is sexy. The sexiest wheel yet. Okay. You heard it here first. So when Dawn does EUC Bachelorette, she'll be riding the ET Max, obviously. I mean, it's the only wheel that makes sense because of the sex appeal of the ET Max. It will just, it'll just work. Dale, they make wasabi Doritos. Pretty good, but by the time you get to the end of the bag, it's pretty hot. I wonder if you taller guys will like that taller ET Max. Well, I'll be sure to let you know, Dawn. I probably will. Tall wheels work for me because I have long legs. And I was saying to Marty earlier, if I set the pedals low, I might actually be able to sit on that wheel somewhat comfortably. I usually cannot sit on wheels comfortably because my knees are all effed up. And my hips aren't that great either. So it'd be nice if I could sit on a wheel. Murray, I wonder what eating sounds like with Conan voice. I don't want to piss off Dawn and Dale and whatever. It's fine. Rascallion, I've seen Dawn on other channels. You too. Not sure how many channels you Duff have. I have 4 channels. I have this channel, which has every video I make. Every video I make, if you want to make sure you don't miss any video I make, which has not just EUC content, but car content, calisthenics content, home repair content, car repair content, miscellaneous content, Tesla content. It's all here. I have EUC Army, which is just PEV content. Any PEV related video I have goes on EUC Army. Whether it's there's scooter stuff on there, there's electric skateboard, of course, one wheel and electric unicycle stuff. It all goes there. It has, 1,700 subscribers or something like that. I have a 3D printing channel, which I haven't put anything on in over a year. It's kind of died off. And I also have a pickleball related channel called Pickled You, which I would like to do more on. Pickleball is a growing sport. Pickleball has a much larger following than EUCs, but I haven't really put the effort into that yet. But I want to. I probably will, but I just haven't yet. So 4 active channels for me. Thugooch, round 2 of EUC practices in the books. I don't think my legs would get tired out this fast. Yeah, when you're learning, your legs get very tired. Whereas when you're comfortable with riding, it's not that difficult at all. I mean, long rides are, and your feet can hurt. Like Dawn and I both were complaining about our feet hurting on that swamp ride. But learning, yeah, like I remember like sweating profusely, my legs shaking. It'll get better. He was able to ride for 1/8 of a mile in an empty parking lot with some wide turns. That's not bad. Good. Dawn, horse English tradition. Never heard of that. Sounds awful. We cremate here. Okay. All right. That's interesting that you never heard of that. Okay. It sounded awful to me too. That's why I was surprised. So Marty says, no horse head in the bed, but if he would reveal what he knows, he won't be given inside knowledge in the future. Okay. So if you're given this inside knowledge, what is the point of you being given the inside knowledge if you're not allowed to tell anybody? Just curious. Like, what's the point of it? Just so you can tease it to everybody else, I guess. Gooch is going to try to practice every day until I can go on an actual ride. Yeah, make sure that you are comfortable before you go riding around a lot of human beings or obstacles. Sherman S might not be the best way to learn on, but it'll be awesome once I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I love the Sherman S. Rascallion Red Rum and Rag Trade were grand national winners in their day, and I won money on both of them. Those are what, horses? Okay. Fresh Bones. Okay, Fresh Bones. I don't think I've ever seen a live stream before. Simon, if you're here, get ready. What's up? Not much. Fresh Bones, welcome. Does Dawn, maybe Dawn knows who Fresh Bones is. Dawn, do you know him? He's not, okay. I mean, if Dawn knows you, then welcome. Fresh Bones, triple exclamation point. Gooch says, Dawn made your Sherman S look like it had nitrous. Right, exactly. She hauled ass. The Sherman S is not slow. I mean, Dawn, it's all relative. You know, imagine 3 years ago saying going 52 miles an hour on a wheel is slow, right? And you would be like, well, what the F? Oh, okay. Murray talking about Opsum's guy, the guy with a much younger girlfriend. You must have a really big bank account. I gotcha. Gooch. Can't imagine going 30 miles an hour yet. Yeah, don't rush going fast. There's been multiple examples of people that just start to ride and they're like, okay, I can ride. I'm going to go fast. And them eating shit in a major way. Yeah, don't be in a rush to go fast. Just be in a rush to be very comfortable and to do it enough that is, just maneuvering the wheel feels like second nature. You don't need to go 30 miles an hour right away. Okay, so Fresh Bones evidently knows Dawn. Gooch says ET Max looks like a good touring wheel for the mountain rides, as long as you're packing a charger. Yeah, that sounds kind of accurate. Because Marty, I didn't see this video, Marty. Excuse me for not seeing it, because I tried to see your videos. Marty posted a video where he did a 101-mile ride on the ET Max with a charge stop. Marty says the Lynx is now the gold standard for EUC suspensions. Yeah. Well, I mean, that whole situation, just the fast ace suspension on the veteran wheels is just super, as far as comfort goes, it's the best option there is, as far as I'm concerned. Roger agrees the Lynx is darn good for sure. Sure is. Fresh Bones is 6'2" with a bad knee and hip. I can sit, but getting up is a fight. Yeah, it's hard for me. And like, it's weird. Like, I don't know if it's the dimensions of my legs, but just to get down in a way that I'm able to maintain forward momentum. It just, I don't know. I'll try it again on the ET Max. Dale's almost at 2,000 kilometers on his links. That's crazy. Murray says, I thought they sold dead horses to McDonald's. That's a rumor. Murray giving Gooch some advice. Practice slowing and putting your foot down. Do it lots before riding among people. Yes. Simon says the trolls only seem to appear when you stream vertically. Yeah, well, because it gets thrown into shorts. And since so many young people are ADD stricken and they prefer their content in 5 to 10 second bursts, that they will pop into a vertical live stream more. At least that's my impression. Facebook popped up a video I shot 7 years ago today. I saw that, Marty, that you posted that on the Telegram group out there. I've been, since Dawn came and since I was interacting with the UC Miami guys, I've actually been paying attention to Telegram, which I will be honest and say that I basically did not pay attention to Telegram at all for at least the last year. I've been paying attention to it, and I saw that you posted in the Telegram group about this. Marty was riding his ACM. High speed was about 23 miles an hour, and you were risking your neck. No such thing as PWMs. We've come a long way. Yeah. 23 miles an hour used to be hauling ass. I remember when I had my M Super V3, I'm like, wow, I can get into the 20s on this thing. This thing is a beast. Yeah, things have definitely changed. And I remember I used to always question you with your ACM, because you always would say your ACM was your favorite wheel. And I would ask why, and you said it was, for whatever reason, it was a manly wheel. The ACM struck you as a manly wheel, and I always thought that comment was kind of interesting. Larry almost bought a Lynx a couple of weeks ago, but thought better of it. Really, Larry? I didn't know that. Interesting. Get the Lynx to replace one of your wheels or in addition? Gooch is going to try to crawl before I walk. Smart. Shout out to Marty, Roger, Duff, Dawn, and all the other great YouTubers for putting this on the map. Well, you are welcome. Lynx has added the progressive coil, which kicks it up one notch better than their other wheels. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard people that have ridden the Lynx that said that they haven't noticed that tremendous of a difference with a progressive coil, Marty. So I don't know. I mean, my Patton has a 58-pound spring in it, non-progressive, and it's the most comfortable wheel of any of them. And the Sherman is right there too. And that one has a 62, I think, 62-pound spring in the Sherman, non-progressive, and it feels great. So, I mean, I'm not, and I had the Lynx here, and I had to soften up some of the settings on it, but I didn't notice a tremendous difference personally. I did not notice. I didn't get on the Lynx. I'm like, oh wow, this is so much better than the Sherman S or the Patton. No, I did not. Our Skelling's got to go. Okay, buddy. See you, man. I got to go soon too. It's 11:18. I have to work tomorrow, and I still have to take a shower. And because I had this procedure done on my leg today, I have to like put a bag over my leg or something. I'm not supposed to get this leg wet, so somehow I'm supposed to shower without getting my leg wet. So that's going to be fun. So I need to do that yet too. So let me just see if I can get through these comments, if I can catch up. Dale says ACM was faster than 23 miles an hour. I did 54 kilometers an hour backwards on my ACM. I forgot you had an ACM, Dale. That's right. They're dodgy as F, though. Yeah. Both mine had wires and plugs melt, and they both failed on me at speed. Scout says, Marty, your ACM videos were epic to me because I couldn't afford a wheel for like 7 months after watching your videos. And Dust's 20-mile ride video, was it a monster? M Super 3 made me super stoked. I don't know that I could have done 20 miles on the M Super because that 20 miles was my Dunkin' Donuts ride. The Monster, I could definitely do it. M Super, because that M Super is only, what, an 871-hour battery pack or something like that? I might have done it. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. Oh, sorry. I didn't have the comment up when I was reading it. Marty says it depended on which version of the ACM you had. He's talking about the 800 watt hour 67 volt ACM. Larry says the Lynx would have replaced his Sherman S. Okay, well, that makes sense, I guess. I just decided there wasn't enough of a difference between the Lynx and the S, given the way I ride. Yeah, I would tend to agree, Larry. Also trying to save for the aforementioned property tax hit. Well, that's probably a smart move as well. Dale went 33.5 miles an hour backwards on your ACM S Plus. Oh my God, Dale, Jesus. You don't drop off big curbs. That's where progressive coil shines. I don't know, Marty. How do you know that? Describe big. During that Miami ride, there was at one point where we went down a grass hill, and then there's a curb, and there's a drop that was probably, I don't know. I don't know if Dawn remembers that. Foot and a half, 2 feet. Maybe a foot and a half. I'm not quite sure. It was big. It seemed big. And it's funny, Jerry, who rides seated like all the time. He's great riding seated. Jerry actually went off that curb seated, which I thought was crazy. But anyways, I had the patent, my 58-pound patent. It did not bottom out, and it felt just fine. It felt good to me. Lemony, deuces, y'all. See you, Lemony. Scout says he thinks it was a monster. Okay, good. Hey, I'm caught up. That's perfect. That's perfect because I'm tired and I need to take a shower and I need to quick finish. Let me just drink this quick. Okay, I drank it. Scout, wonder if there's a mountain in California that can produce a 35% fail rate like Overheat Hill used to produce. Not anymore. Marty says, so in your view, progressive coils don't mean anything? No, I don't. No, I'm not saying that, Marty. I'm saying that when I had the Lynx, I did not notice a night and day difference. That being said, I did not do a 2 foot or a foot and a half drop on the Lynx either. I did not do that. But I did do that on the patent on that Miami ride, and it was just fine. But no, I understand a progressive coil, the advantages of a progressive coil. I understand that. But for the riding that I typically do, no, I don't think I would notice a tremendous difference at all, really. You're welcome, Scout, and you're welcome everybody else, everyone else that stopped in, Dawn, Roger, Marty, everybody else, channel members. If you have not done it yet, please take a second to click the like button. Hope you saw my bag comment. Bag comment? What? Is this a Telegram comment? I see it. Hold on. No, I didn't see your bag. What? A bag comment? Or bad comment. I don't know, Marty. I don't think I saw it. But you can fill me in offline. No, scroll up. Bag. All right, hold on. Scout. That's where progressive coil shines. Bag. How far do I got to scroll here, Marty? Jeez. No, Marty. I'm scrolling. I don't see it. Can't you just say it again? I don't see it. I don't see the comment. I don't see it. I did scroll up. I don't see it. You said I don't drop off big curbs. That's where the progressive coil shines. Yes. Talking about the ACM. No, I missed it. I don't know where it is. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for now. Thank you for coming in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. You never know when a vertical live stream will pop up. It all depends on my mood. You never know. But that's all I have for now. And till next time, Duffman out. Adios. See you, Dawn.